Can you hear me? All right. Okay. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. My name is Megaran. It's an honor to be here with you. Thank you so much. Today we're celebrating the old school. That's right. Forever Famicom, an album that changed so much for so many of us. I don't know about you, but that album was pretty darn special. All right, just checking one more time, make sure you guys can hear me okay. Check, check. Don't forget, I know that the chat always comes in later. So, thank you. Roberto, what's up? Everybody in Texas. South by Southwest is very, very important to the birth of Forever Famicom. We'll talk about that a little more later. But yes, I'm so glad you guys can see me. I'm so glad I can be heard. I'm very, very excited. I don't hear myself right now, which is screwing me up a bit. But as long as you hear me, we good. All right. Yeah. Okay. So now, let's do it. Sorry, I got 1,000 things going on. Okay. Cheer. All right. Kate Murdoch will be joining us. Quelle Chris will be joining us. But as I like to do, no talking. Let's just get some music going. All right. Can you hear me? Yeah. Darkness, rock rider, tomb raider, tomb slayer, soul survivor. I wear a halo, but more like a dark angel. I'm the king of the fighters, and my fury is fatal. God of war like the mighty Thor, you're a dinosaur still trying to find a link to the past. Crack down and whack clowns and make them back down. No more heroes, they don't want to rap now. Keep my Metal Gear solid. Modern warfare cast dark clouds every several years. You could never question my dedication to beats resonating while I'm awaiting your resignation. Since I was a cadet, have a bass cassette. I record, had to hit them with a mass effect. On this record sex, stay recycling schemes and selling dreams. The scores of little micro machines. Without a major deal, we display that skill. Rhyme remains sharp like blades of steel. Rampage the stage, I'm so official. Arch rivals, double dribble. The ref blows the whistle like a duck hunt. Do I hold a pistol? Bomberman, Big Ran, with a contra. Man in 10 states for being unusually brutally. Take the crew with me, compels beautifully. Get your paper, boy. We ain't dancing. Maniac reside in the mansion. Couldn't stop it if you pop it. We bubble bobble in the star tropics, trying to get the profit. Small guys to these small fries. Now how you feel? Duct taped in the middle of Silent Hill. You ain't nearly as advanced as me. This is your last battle, your final fantasy. The time is now, my moment is here. Don't know what it is, better open your ears. From the clubs to the cons, and my buzz is the bomb. Everybody online showing love to the ground. My time is now, my moment is here. Don't know any fear, better open your ears. From the clubs to the con, my buzz is the bomb. Everybody online showing love to the rhyme. Yeah. It's the overlord, man overboard when I record. My writing is ninja guiding, lightning, mic source, taking your life force. Ring king, southpaw, but watch for the right cross. Ain't no options when you in the shotgun. You the wild gun, messy high to the top gun. It's deja vu. When Big Rant's back in your face, boy, we could turn the system up and make it a base war. Base war. Old game, but fun. All right, guys, just wanted to check sound. We'll get you on in a minute. We will continue on with this show. Thank you for being here for Random House Studios. All right. Yo. Oh, shoot.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Yo.
Yeah. So, am I just, how are we doing this? You just gonna do a quick intro and throw me in, or am I going before the intro?
I did the intro. I just did a little song to start us off.
Okay.
So I will bring you right in after that.
All right. You just tell me when.
All right. So we are on a please stand by screen, so we can jump that in whenever you're ready.
Hold on, wait. Can they hear me?
Possibly.
All right. I just want to you just tell me how this sounding. All right.
All right.
Can you let me make sure you can hear all the goodies?
All right.
Is it just drums, or you hear the whole goodies?
I mostly hear drums.
Do you hear the whole goodies now?
Yes.
God, you hear the synth and everything?
Yeah.
You hear drums and everything now?
Yeah. I hear everything. Sounds good.
Okay. All right, cool. Well.
All right, so we go with about 15 minutes of joints?
Yes, sir.
All right, sweet. Let's jump into it then. All right. Boom. All right, you are on, sir.
What up, William? What up? Yeah. I can't see the live stream, but I know the comments got to be booming.
Oh, yeah, they booming. They're saying we can definitely hear you.
They booming. They can hear them. Y'all ready? Oh, also, congratulations on the anniversary of Forever Family Computer.
Thank you.
Boom, boom. Let's do it.
Let's go.
My name is Quelle Chris.
mix. For the Famicom 10-year anniversary. Mega random. K murder.
Solid. It might be short like the man's bland ballad. A lot of stuff happens that the news won't tell you. Lose all hell juice, snooze all hell loose. Break it, take it like the good, the bad, the ugly. Break the road through your hood and the caddy buggy.
Well, like Chris Doom remix.
Of course, and fatty junkie. Always threw me off when she told me daddy funk me. I'm like any who's she's walking all out in the street without
any shoes.
I guess it's better than some funky socks. You need to get her some skips before she catch the monkey pox. She wanna hear the beatbox. Take pills and baby eight pills, the sheetrock. Sing it, bring it back to your laboratory while he's in his oratory. Glorious like a horror story. The mask is like Jason. He told the place not to let the basket type case in. He might be some type of wacko, looking for a chance to heat the pipes like a crack hole. He said, blessed be the Lord. Who need any mess, they read up on a message board. If so, I got a bridge for the Lolo. Them tight fools go into the popo. Yeah, orange peel out through the whole tier. Feel like you've been doing the whole year. Came home to old gear. It was the dish when he first scooped it. At least you get to sit out in New York and curse stupid. He plead the fifth, and sip wine stiffly. Basically come up with a spiffy and a jiffy. Hip with the grind, criminal mind, chippy cat. Swift with the 9-4. You hear it when you meditate and deep there. Never hate the creep trader. Dedicated cheap skater who keep data. Stay well self-medicated to sleep later. Side effects are soon on the sugar pill. Nobody believes in the mic, you put a booger ill. He made his angel on some karma. He shaved on the legs with the kegs of the vomit. Side effects are soon on the sugar pill. Nobody go next to the mic, you put a booger ill. He made his angel on some karma. He shaved on the legs with the kegs of the vomit.
Uh-oh, went a little quiet.
Shorty said, "Smoking dope, never test it." No, I love sneeze and hella sassy. She trying to some trees, she hella messy. She having double D's, she trying to. Shorty hella smart, never let it fall, never let it go. They go back and trying to get it poppin', get a little nigga. It was poppin', was no stopping. Mama, took it to the spot, she's a got a nigga trippin' up like if you got trying to kick the low, ain't moving up. And I do that on my nigga, like a movie hop. I've been like straight up, straight trippin' on that red gold.
Jersey.
And my nigga hella tight, trust it on the ground, yeah, hella lax. Yeah. Think about that, I'm like, oh Lord, I know what you think about that on Instagram, I'm like, yeah, think about that,
Ooh, Lord. Ooh, Lord.
Oh Lord, that's it. If you lose me, try to find a lesson. That can never happen, I'm the best. Voices in my head, like it's kind of scary. Still, I'm looking cooler up with Jesse. Who you trying to mess with? Why you trying to mess with? I ain't got no business, why y'all don't mess with? You can still be dope, would you let me? I'm ready, get the banging on the door, the body for the babies. People look like whoop time for the rest. My mama said, well, you know, she been a hustle. I was like the real shit, boy, trust me. But I don't listen, feel the body question. Hope the devil lets me hit the Lord bless me. Still thinking about that booty, ooh, Lord bless me. Still thinking about that booty, ooh, Lord bless me. Still thinking about that booty, ooh, Lord bless me.
If you like point and click adventures, fuck with Broken Age. It's that Broken Age flip.
Slow it down for you lovers out there. Smooth it out.
Who is it? Well, it's Grand Pooper, honey. With my man Stud Doogie Love. Dropping 2,000. Dig the way this go down.
Dig it.
I hit a flow off, dipped in low, sit back and sit mo as I count my dough. Grand Pooper Maxwell, Doogie, coming with the New York. We keep it real like jail when we might talk. Honeys know cause when I'm in that set, Grand Pooper is the one who makes that. So let me tell you something, lady, when your float is floating, it's all creaming, baby. I made this one for the honeys in the party, to find a hearty and dance body to body, step one. First you grab honey by the waist, step two. Then you move out of ghetto place, step three. Then you look at dad in the face, step four.
He said move at a ghetto pace. What's a ghetto?
Hold up, be careful of the teasers, the one that wants the money and the visas. I'ma tell honey straight off the back, but please don't even go there with that. Dig it. This was designed to make the spine in your back whine. Grand Prix, a nice setup for you every time.
And you say New York City.
And you say New York City. And you say New York City. And you say, cause we get down for ours, we get down, no doubt. We get down for ours, we get down, no doubt. Down for ours, we get down, no doubt. We get down for ours, we get down. Cause we get.
Another point to play break. Mad point and click flips tonight. Whoa.
Now, in my younger days, I used to sport a shag. When I went to school, I carried lunch in a bag with the apple for my teacher, cause I knew I get a kiss. Always got mad when the class was dismissed. When we did my session, I always had a question. I would raise my hand to make a stand to do my best.
Dropsy the clown.
It was never much, just a trick to smell a hit and try to sneak the touch. Oh, wow, I wish I could hold her hand and give her a hug. She was married to the man, he was the thug, his name was Lee. He drove a seat, he picked her up for school, probably at 3 o'clock. I was on her dock yesterday, I wrote graffiti on the bus. First I read her name, then carbon plus with my name last. On the glass, the lady yesterday, but still I had to let her pass. Pass.
She asked me by. Go ahead, sing along. She keeps on passing me by.
When I dream of fairy tales, I think of me and Shelly. She's my type of hype, and I can't stand when brothers tell me that I should quit chasing and look for something better. But the smile that she shows makes me a go-getter. I haven't gone as far as asking if I could get with her. I just plain love her hair and hope she gets the picture. I'm shooting for my heart, got my finger on the trigger. She can be my broad, and I can be her nigga, but all I can do is stay up. Back as kids, we used to kiss when we played truth or dare. Now she's more sophisticated, highly educated, not at all overrated. I think I need a prayer To get that up and it looks rather dry. I guess a twinkle in her eye is just a twinkle in her eye. Although she's crazy stepping, I try and stop the stride, cause I won't have no more of this passing me.
And now my voice fire really got me. She didn't have me. Run like a chicken, chase my tail like a dog. She was kind like a star, thinking I was like a fan. Dude, she looked good. Downside, she had a man, he was a ruby too. I met you. Tell me soon, your little bird is gonna fly the coop. She was a flake like corn, and I was born not to understand. But let the past I have proved to be a better man. A better man. A better man. I can't see the comments right now, but I need y'all to make some noise for Megaran and Kmart. Famicom, 10-year anniversary. Forever Famicom. Famicom, 10-year anniversary. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Hey, my name's Quelle Chris. You know what I mean? Holla at your boy on the Cash App. Quelle Chris Music. Holla at your boy on the PayPal. Quelle is the God. Holla at your boy on Twitter. Quelle Chris. Holla at your boy yada 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 yada. Holla at your boy. Yo. Thank y'all for having us. I guess there's multiple me's in me. But thank y'all for having me. You know what I mean? And thank y'all for having us. Thank y'all for having all of us. And you know what I mean? It's an honor to be here on this very special occasion. So thank you for having me too. You know what I mean? Thank you.
Yo, I appreciate you as always coming through with the heat. Ladies
Yes,
and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Look at the background. Look at the background.
Background.
Look at those classics. Look at them.
He came with the hot background. All right, so we got K Murdoch in the place. But first, oh man, I gotta play this beat. I was just so excited about it. It's a friend of mine sent me a beat, and it's Jan Lee. He produced a track I did called Church, and he's known for like sampling stuff where I'm like, oh you didn't sample that. And then he sampled something crazy. He did something wild with it. This is the beat that, oh man, he told me I can't use it, so I figured I might as well play it for y'all so you can enjoy it.
Whoa,
If you, yeah, that's what I hate the most. Is somebody makes something and they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you can't have it. So let me just play this for you. Here we go. This is a little track that he called Highlights, and you'll know why.
Yo, what's up, man?
Yeah.
what up with it?
Yo, what up? How y'all fellas doing?
Ice cold.
Let me get some light up in the back. I look like I'm sitting up in the cellar up in here.
Real tough. Y'all kill it. I'm out 5.
Alright, cool. Alright. Sorry, man. I thought that was like, thought I was, my computer was acting like an old Nintendo system.
Beats crazy. So what that is the ESPN Sports Center theme flipped, and he added keys and bass. He did a lot of crazy things to it. I just thought it was really cool. So shout out to my man Jan Lee. You know him from creating a few tracks for me. One that you may know the most is Church. He killed that. He really killed that sample. He did a lot of work to it, and I was like, wow, that's awesome for like a sample that nobody could clear. Like, we need Killer Cam on that. we need Cameron. So anyway, I don't know if you got a chance to hear that, but we have a special guest in the house. Who is it? It's K Murder.
Yeah, I had to bring out the old school shirt for you, man. I ain't worn this probably since we were on stage together.
Wait, wait a minute. We're halfway. Your body's only halfway visible, so stand up and show that, or sit back a little bit. Hey,
Boom.
Yo, I remember that shirt. Dang.
It still fits still. I was like, hey.
See, you managed to keep shirts. I be looking at old videos of me performing. I'm like, where's that shirt? Like, that's literally the first thing I think is like, dang it, how did I lose that shirt? Oh man. So anyway, shout out to Quelle Chris. I don't know if you got the chance to hear his set a little bit, Kay. But
just at the tail end.
Appreciate you popping in on the in the chat a little bit. And thank you so much for everybody that is here. Man, that shirt just took me back. Like, that was probably like our first tour. Like, now I'm starting to think, like, maybe, was it the MC Chris tour you wore that on?
Yes. I didn't want to date how long I've had this joint, but yes.
Bruh, it's okay. It was like, it was legit 2011 at least. And I remember.
Yes. I mean, that was 9 years ago, man.
People were like, yo, like, people were like complimenting it back then. I remember. That's crazy, man. But anyway, so let's talk about it. This week,
yes,
I unearthed an old video from 2010 that I found. And thank goodness I did it. We were at South by Southwest, and I was with Mr. Miranda, and I got him to film us. And I was like, oh, we just checked in, you know. So, and this is literally like, maybe not the first time I ever met you, but I think it was the first or second. I don't even remember.
It might have
that
been the
point,
second time because the first would have been at my crib for when you came to do Dream Master.
right. Okay, so second time we met was actually to play a gig together, which was crazy because like we didn't
Yes.
get a chance to rehearse. We didn't really do
Nope.
anything. We just like,
Nope.
did we stay with Noel then, or I think back then we were probably staying with maybe Kira or
Rest in peace. Yeah, for
um
sure.
man, like, but the Austin crew was always so helpful. So shout out to everybody in Austin. First time we went to Austin, and Count, who's in the chat, can
Yeah,
attest.
big.
This was this November 2010 or maybe I don't know. So anyway, we get to a place called Headhunters or something like that. I'll never forget. And I'll spare you some of the details, but you know, it was a different time. So we walk up, and like the two owners of this venue are these two big dudes who look like they could be like the freaking Abobo twins or something from Double Dragon. Like these guys look like legit like bodyguards. So like I think Kyle was like, "Man, you guys look like you could be wrestlers or something." And and these guys were like so offended by that. They're like, "What are you trying to say, man?" And I was like,
Yeah,
"What?
yeah,
Like
it was,
you're
it was
big
bad.
guys."
It was not what I expected them to say. I was like,
Right.
most people you say that to, they would be like, "Yo, thanks, man. I work out or something." These dudes were like, "What do you what are you trying to say? I'm gay." I was
Right.
like, "Oh God."
Relax.
Yeah,
So anyway,
pretty
yes,
much.
2011. We met a lot of the people that became, you know, friends and family on that first tour.
Yep.
Touring through the South. So anyway, let's get to, instead of us reminiscing on old stories, I would love to take questions from the people, as well as I'm going to start with some structure with the intro of the album. We should start at the top,
Okay.
at the tippy. So
Okay.
a lot of people have asked, why is the intro of this album called Episode 3? Can you explain?
So if you think about it, this was your third. Well, the way it starts would have been like setting up a great way to have a third Megaran album. Technically, the third Megaran album is Megaran what 10, right?
Yes.
But so you had Megaran, which is how I initially met you, and I'm sure that story is probably going to be rehashed at some point. Then you had Megaran 9, which I produced the bailout on with shout out to Storyville. I always remember that at UConn when we were doing we were rehearsing, and he was like, "I want to be Brad Bradford again."
Brad Bradford.
He wanted to pretend to do the whole skit, which is like rare, like that people want to do a skit within a song. But and then so when we did episode 3, I guess that was kind of the allusion to, you know, it started out with almost like the feint, like the fool people, like had to start off with some Mega Ran, but obviously the rest of the album, Mega Man, but the rest of the album is all samples from everything from, you know, I mean, y'all know, like Chrono Trigger, Little
Yeah, I know.
Nemo, Mana, and whatever. So
Also,
yeah,
I was
that was
thinking
the reason.
to part 3 also is I didn't even think about it, but this was the third full collab that we had done. You know,
Yes, because it's the beatdown,
we did the
bailout,
beatdown,
and
we
then
did
bam.
the bailout, and then we did Forever Famicom. So it was episode
Yep.
3, the third time that me and Megaran K Murdoch were together. So
Right.
and yeah, we went through this. I think you're right. We recorded this last. Like the entire album was done, and people were like, "Man," well, at least I was thinking, people are gonna trip if I don't do any Mega Man. So,
Right.
anywho, I'm gonna play you a little bit of that song. That's what I'm gonna
Okay.
do. And yeah, let's do it. Let's take them back to 2010. The year 20XX. I don't remember the rest of that stuff.
Yeah, me either.
I didn't write those things down. It was like, oh, Megaran has a thing, a dilemma, and
Right.
things are weird. And here we go.
Right.
And now, K Murdoch
Oh.
and Megaran present Forever Famicom. Everybody in the chat, if you could, clap your hands, clap your hands, clap your hands. Yeah. Hey. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Is he insane? Probably. All the above, all the sluts and gamers right beside he. What did he know? What did he do? Come back to the lane where he found his most fame by rapping about them games. He was ready to quit, but first was a one-shot deal. But the big wigs got word of his style and his skill. But everywhere we go, people ask him the same exact question. When you gonna do some more gamer rap? What we gonna do right here is go back or forward. I'm not even sure. I'm losing track. Somewhere between tomorrow and yesterday, a new chapter begins. So wipe the rest away. When we last left Megaran, he was in a quandary. Brothers tried to talk to him. He said, "Don't even bother me." He was caught between a hard place and a rock. To lose faith in the doubt, doubted his purpose, lost faith in a lot. He walked off, never solved the case, so it was locked. Still had mega dreams of escaping the block, but he had to prove that nobody was taking his spot. Then he met a man, his name was K Murdoch. Played a couple beats for him and they were hot. With the vibe that strong, inspired him to put the blue K back on, make some new rap songs. But what do you know, it wasn't a folk that he was used to taking down. They attacked the industry, promoting and marketing music that was tepid and bland. Had a rep for the fans, got off stage and stepped in the stance. So I won't come back to Robot City for a minute. I got a new fight and every intention to win it. Dig it, splendid. Now go ahead, pick up the paddle. We got a war to win, so come equipped for the battle. Yeah! I've literally never played this song live before, this far. Never rapped these words live in front of people. So what we gonna do right here is go back or forward. I'm not even sure, I'm losing track. Somewhere between tomorrow and yesterday, a new chapter begins, so right the west away. Away, 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 Yo, where did that sound come from at the end of that song? What was that? What was that, Murdoch? Oh shoot, are you there? Yo, okay, can you hear me? Oh shoot, you okay, Murdoch?
No, that was my bad. I muted myself so I can listen to you on the stream. I think that sound effect was from. It might have been from. I thought it was from a Mega Man soundtrack or like
Maybe.
a sound effect sound test.
It doesn't really immediately ring a bell, so it might have been one of the later.
No. I was real big about that, like trying to find like little, like Easter egg or like sound effects that could be used as like segues and transitions for most of the album. Like obviously, the one that stands out the most to me was Player 2, using the the big up and down crescendo and decrescendo from Secret of Mana.
Secret of Mana, yeah.
Especially because when people ask me, they're like, "Where's that loop from?" I'm like, "That's the music you hear when you when you sleep in a tent." And they're like, "Oh snap! Like you didn't take anything from the main theme. You took the sleeping in the tent music." I was like, "Yeah, I like the jingle." Like
I love that about the album. Like you didn't just flip, and I mean it's very easy to do. You could probably search YouTube and find anybody to just flip or sample any theme and just loop it or whatever. But like some of the songs, particularly Dream Master, I love the fact that you took a very small piece of the soundtrack. Like technically, I don't even think that's a soundtrack track. You know what I mean?
No. No.
So the sound you got is from like a quick moment where he runs and he jumps into the bed, and it just goes boop, and that's it. But like we made an entire song about that, which is like crazy.
Yeah, man.
Out of all the songs, I mean, there's some great music on in Little Nemo, but like that's something that people wouldn't even be able to pick up. You know what I mean? You have to go back, play the game, and that 3 seconds, that it happens, because it goes so fast. It's just and that's it. So you'd be done, and it'll be over before you blink. So I love the fact that you did that. Like I absolutely appreciate and respect that your production style, because it's very easy to go for the low hanging fruit, and sometimes that's what a lot of people like. They ask for it. You guys in the chat, you guys ask for it. You'd be like, "Oh, flip this game and let me hear."
It's so easy,
the way I know it. So slow it down, throw a drum loop on it, and then boom.
Right.
And it's like, no, like we want to challenge ourselves. And I remember us having this debate all the time. We're like, part of being a dope producer is like flipping it in a way that no one else would. And I
Right,
honestly feel
right.
like you did that with a lot of these records. Like you flipped them where no way nobody else could, which makes you special, man. That's why I say you're my favorite producer.
Oh man, I thank you, man. I mean, I think you summed it up the best on what was that song? Shoulders of Giants on DLC
Yeah.
3. Shout out to Mr. Wilson. You were like, it's like shooting fish in a in a barrel. Like it's so easy to do that. Like why not challenge yourself? I feel like when I make beats, it has to be. I want to feel like like I gamify it. Like I want to feel like okay, level one. I start with all these like tools, and I want to make this mosaic using all these samples. So that's another thing. People always ask me, why do you have all these like crazy sounds and layers and left turns in your tracks? And one, it was twofold. One, because it's a challenge to try to take all those things that usually wouldn't fit and fit them all and make something out of it, like a tapestry or weaving a mosaic out of it. And the other thing was that I was never good at making like the 4-bar loops, like the DJ Premier style, Night Wonder style beats. So I was like, I got to do something to really make my stuff stand out. So I'm going to put these crazy left turns, and thank God for people like yourself and Raw Poetic who eat that stuff up. Like he actually was the one who was always like, yo, you should do more of this crazy stuff. I was like, all right. Like,
I like the crazy stuff. All right, we got some questions in the chat. I'm gonna
Yes.
through. Let's go.
Where do you want to
Okay.
start? I'm looking at it too. The
you see it
chat
too.
on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
First question. Thanks, Chris Hall. When is the next collab album between you two? Okay, so here's what people don't realize, or at least think about, that me and you have done like 6 projects together.
Right.
Like there's Forever Famicom, DLC, DLC 2, DLC 3, a host, probably a year's worth of Patreon songs that we've done together. The Shovel Knight project. There's a lot
Symphonies of the Night
of records we've done together. So I know people think Forever Famicom is the one, you know what I'm saying, but we've done a lot. So it's not necessarily a matter of when. It's just a matter of, it's going to happen. It's just like,
it's going to happen.
It's absolutely going to happen. I honestly get a little bit intimidated and scared of the idea of like following up Forever Famicom. Like I love it so much that I wouldn't want to try to retouch it or, now let's go and do part 2. Like I just don't feel like it'll have the same magic.
I was gonna say, remember when we were like thinking about doing the follow up with the Sega stuff, and we even went and we were in contact with Sega, and they were like, okay, and then they were like, no.
Yeah, they just went radio silent. Like it was supposed to happen.
They went radio silent.
Honestly, that's a big part of it too. I don't know how this is gonna sound, but I don't want my legacy to be so tied to some other existing IP. Bad enough my name's Megaran, you know what I'm saying? So like forever when you think of me, you're gonna think of Mega Man. So I don't want to just be the guy who did the thing based on the other thing that you loved. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I don't know. As a creative, I always want to step out. So me and Kay have talked about a lot of new projects and ideas that will expand those ideas that we've come up with on Forever Famicom and take that to the next level. Like making albums that sound like they would belong in video games, but aren't necessarily sample. Like there's a limit to what we can do with these things because people want vinyl, people want this and that. We can't do that. Like we sampled the hell out of these games. These people will sue us badly. You know what I'm saying?
We're real lucky that we can still 10 years later like go and promote this album and perform it, because we're super lucky that we didn't get basically like sent to jail for what we did.
Yeah,
like we were even picked up by in Japan. Like that was
which
like
really
part
scared
of
me. Is that and all they said was change the name because Famicom is the name that they used in Japan, so they called it Forever 8-bit, and then they gave us some trash artwork, and but we'll get into that later. There's we'll be talking to the artist who did that work, Kevin. I think he's going to come through. But yeah, man, the artwork, if you have that album, I believe maybe Roberto probably has it. In chat, I don't know how many of you have it, but River City Records in Japan put out and a Japan only version of the album. And I think when did it come out? The year after, probably 2011.
Yeah, it was like because I remember we were finalizing the art when we were in Boston for PAX right after you dropped Black Materia.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
all that stuff was happening at the same time. It's so crazy.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, we like the art. I didn't think the art was great, but we just was like, let's just go with it. Um, so anyway, that was going on, and they had to make some changes to the album. But it's really a surprise. Like this thing should have been completely shut down the moment it happened,
Right.
but
Right.
somehow, by the grace of God, 10 years later, we're able to stand here without a lawsuit, and happy that proud of what we created. So let me take another question. Smug says, question, K and Rand, were there any bangers that did not make the album that you regret not being on it? Well, we
I
did so
don't know
many
what one.
DLCs, so honestly, I don't
Yeah.
I don't think so because those
Yeah.
records wound up coming out later. Like
And
we.
even the way we recorded, it was like I don't know when we knew we were done, but we like I think the last track ironically was Galaxies, and after that it was kind of like all right, game blouses, like it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Um, yeah, and I feel like I don't know. Some people annoy me with that. Like, I didn't want to put it on the album because I'm like, well, why not? If it fit, then it fit. But I guess if it, I don't want to be in the OJ. If it don't fit, I don't even want to go down that. But everything that we did fit, so it was on the record. And then what wasn't the DLC? It started from leftover beats, and then it turned into fan commissions that we just started putting out. And the DLCs were fun. Like, I mean, and same thing with that. We could have been doing DLCs like every year, and it would have just got boring. For
Hmm.
people like myself and you who like to be challenged as creatives, I feel like that again would have been a layup. Like, what's that's not fun. Yeah,
Right.
so that's like Shaq Duncan all the time.
Exactly. Like we wanted to make
Yeah,
sure that we were challenging ourselves and having a lot of fun with it at the same time. So,
right,
but thank you.
right.
That's a good question. We kind of
Great
just
question.
felt like we were done.
Yep.
Any other questions? Someone said they still have the Sega Project sticker. What was it Project Dream Master? That's so funny.
Project Dream
Dream Master
Master.
has been a name that's stuck with me a lot. Why were we going to call the Sega album Project Dream Master? Why were we going to do
Cause,
that?
cause, cause it was a not only it wasn't a reference to the Little Nemo. It was I think it was my idea. Like I'm always thinking of some crazy stuff. So I said the first album from Sega. I mean the album, but the console that we knew was the Master System. And then
Hmm.
on the flip, the last system they dropped obviously was the Dreamcast. So it was like a combination of the two.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's what it was. Okay, I was trying to remember that. I was
So
like, why did we use the Dream Master? But okay,
Dream Master sounded better than Master Dream.
Master Dream. Oh man,
Yeah,
Dream Master
Sega's
keeps
Master Dream.
Master Dream. It keeps following us. I think that's what I'm going to wind up calling my book that I'm writing. I think Dream Master is like
Oh man,
so
that's it. That would be
applicable
awesome.
to so many things. So that's the next song I'm going to play. Actually, there's a little bit of Dream
Okay, let's
Master.
do it.
Um,
Let's do
as
it.
I said before, I don't know if you guys know this story, but Dream Master is the only song on the album that me and Kay recorded together in the same room.
Yep.
The
We'll
rest
tell the
of it,
story when we get back.
but yes, it's a really, really interesting story. So let's get on that. Shout out to 88-Bit who's in here. Hello. And you'll be hearing more of him later involving
Yes.
this song. He did a great live version of it. If you caught us on what was the name of that tour? Up to Mag West. I don't
Man, you
remember.
do so much touring,
With
I
Sky
can't remember.
Blue and well, it won't be for a while. But
Yeah.
but Sky Blue, 88-Bit. Oh man, help me out there, Rob. I don't remember the name of the free. Oh god, it's so delayed, so it'll come up like 20 minutes later. But anyway, all right. So here we go. There he is. All right. So let's get started, shall we? With a little bit of Dream Master. I like Rob's version, so I'm gonna see if I got it in here.
Oh snap. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna play a little bit of his version. Alright, so let's try. He doesn't remember either.
Oh, Y'all did this. This wasn't that long ago.
Wow. See, it's not just me. I feel much better about that. Blue Bomber tour? Is that what it? Oh, cause blue, sky blue bomber. Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
makes
Okay.
sense.
Boom.
Thank you. That was Jeff. Appreciate that, Jeff. All right, here we go. All right, y'all. Dream Master is the song that Cisco told me that he played for his son every day.
Oh snap!
Shout out to Ryu, his son.
And yes, his name is Ryu.
Absolutely. All right now. So, this is a little story about a boy who learned early on to dream big. So I want your help on this chorus. If you can help me, this is how it goes, y'all. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, hey, thanks, Rob. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, 88-bit. Once upon a time, before beats and the rhymes, and before there was ever any random, there was a boy in the hood who always did good, so the bullies of the block couldn't stand him. And on Christmas and birthdays, he got mad presents, so many he didn't know what to play with. He had Transformers, He-Man, Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, but the G.I. Joes were his favorite. He was so creative that if they didn't make the toy he liked, he decided to create it. He had Storm Shadow's legs on Snake Eye's body, then he popped, then he duct taped it. Spaceships, while the big kids hung up on the block, playing hide and seek and riding bikes. He used to try to get involved, but they told him, get lost.
Get
That's
lost.
when he started getting high at night. And when he made a friend that was as nerdy as him, but he had about all he could withstand. They could like the comics, cards, study, read the Star Wars script like the back of his hand.
His
In his
hand.
school, he made A's and B's.
A's and
Teachers
B's.
complimented his amazing
His
feats.
amazing
All
feats.
while he wondered, if I'm so amazing, please, how
Gee.
come nobody won't play with me? He said, hey, hey, all right, hey, all right, hey. Kyle, don't clap. You're off beat. Please don't clap.
Oh no.
Please don't do that. Hey, hey. Sorry, it's a little bit of latency. Don't clap.
It's like this dude make the beat.
Rock along, but sorry. So to say this kid looked funny in school, that would be a colossal understatement. He had Coke bottle frames, high water pants, and a mouth full of orthodontic braces. His first girlfriend was named Christina Perez. Took her everywhere. Now the boy is so cool, but she dated him on a date. Left him standing there without a clue. Man, kids could be so cruel. Well, that's when people wouldn't like the ball any less. I'm good with the time with the NES. Because his mother felt this was the best way to keep him out of the streets, although they were penniless. So the child, she didn't want an empty nest. Got with the cigarettes. So it began. How did he escape the scene? He sat in front of that screen and chased his dreams. Come on. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, Melissa Taylor, what's up? Hey, 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 all right. Hey, hey, all right. Hey, hey, all right. Learn first. Fast forward a couple years, he gains a couple pairs and sucked up game like a vacuum. Then he went off to college in search of knowledge and develops the heart to make rap tunes. Vowed to stay true when he dropped his debut and did. He's got his little name up.
Name up.
Knowing he was black, but then he drew a blank every time his second album came up.
Came up.
Oh wait, how's it go next? In the Wild Hood, then something. They hey, hey, all right. I noticed the beat was starting to end.
Right.
All right. Oh, and then the little follow up, the reprise here.
Right.
Thank you. All right, help me out, y'all. One more time. Hey, hey. You say all right.
All right.
Hey, hey. Type all right.
All right.
Hey, type all right.
All
Hey, hey. All right now. Hey, hey. All right.
All
Hey,
right.
hey. All
Hey,
right.
hey.
Hey, hey. Hey, hey, all right now. Thank you. Yes. Oh, sorry. Rob said this was a demo version. It was. We weren't like we never technically was supposed to use this because he was supposed to play for me and sing. So, so I understand. All right. So now,
Should we
um,
talk about Rob's involvement in what what we're doing? Can
can
we
we
let
talk about
some?
it? Yeah, sure. Well, let's chat about
Yeah,
it. So what's gonna happen? And I hope you did enjoy those keys by 88-bit because what's gonna happen is there will be a Forever Famicom 10th anniversary re-release project, and that will be replayed by 88-bit. So we will take all the samples out of the songs, and we will replay them, which will make these songs then officially legal. I mean, they're 10 years old; they may as well be legal. So it's gonna be a whole new like version of this album. So it's gonna be like incredible. It's gonna be like if you like that, oh, you're gonna love the rest. So can't wait to let you guys hear it. Don't know when it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen sometime. And y'all are the
it'll
best. So
happen this
this
summer
year,
for sure. Like,
oh snap,
oh
we're
yeah, for
planning for
sure.
the
I mean,
summer. So oh
yeah.
snappers. So there will be a
I mean, I'm
re-release.
actively working on it, and Raheem always cautions me just to let you all know to break the wall down and let you all know a little bit. Like Raheem, as he should, cautions me all the time, and he's like, let's not talk about stuff until we get it done, which he's right
Yeah.
because there's been a lot of stuff that I've said that either I have to wind up putting in like turbo mode work to make happen after I say it, or it never comes to fruition. But this is my summer like project and I'm just excited like it only made sense. This album came out 10 years ago in the summer in June 1st actually I think, and so to re-release it 10 years later, and make the most out of this summer because it looks like we ain't going nowhere. I'm
Nope.
just trying to stay productive, so
Might as
this is
well.
the least I can do. So yeah, so
Yeah, I'm excited. So this is
yep,
gonna be really, really fun. Can't wait till you guys
yep,
get your hands on that. I
yes,
saw
yes,
a couple questions. Subsonic Radio. I saw that question from Leroy
yes.
Jenkins. Leroy Jenkins.
Jenkins. And I
Leroy says
responded. I said,
Subsonics is missed. Did you respond to that?
"Yeah, yeah." Yeah." So I actually, I've been in behind the scenes. Like 2021 is going to be an interesting year. There's going to be a lot of like me going back to my roots, like people who I initially started working with.
Hmm.
And I'll let you read into how you want to read that because people always ask me either about Panacea, Subsonic, or even about Forever Famicom. But I'm trying to make it so in 2021, some of the people who helped build the foundation of how they know me, um, projects akin or with them are coming back. And one of them specifically I can speak about is Subsonic, working with a network based out of the Bay called Native Creative Podcast, who want to relaunch it with myself, KB, who's been my host, and some of the other people. And basically, just to let you all know, the way we're going to restructure the format, because if we're going to do it as a podcast, because they haven't worked out all the rights with playing music, like long form music and podcasts, the way we're going to do Subsonic now is that we're going to do deep dives about how hip hop is molded with different genres. So naturally, I pitched the first genre that we should spend the whole season on is looking at how hip hop and jazz have coalesced over the years. So that means doing deep dives on things like Guru's Jazzmatazz and Buckshot LaFunk and Freestyle Fellowship, up to my homie Raw Poetic and Damu's album with Raw Poetic's uncle, the legend Archie Shep. They just did a jazz hip hop album called Ocean Bridges, and I'm hoping they will be one of the first interviews I'll have. But that will be for 2021, and it'll be more deep dive storytelling based around the music. So yes, long. The short answer is yes. Subsonic's coming back,
Nice.
and that is the format. It's gonna come back in.
Oh, that's
So I'm
awesome.
excited.
That's
Yeah,
awesome, man. I'm really excited to hear that. So yeah,
yeah.
man.
Thank you, man.
I forgot to turn off a few of my notifications. Dang, I forgot what I was about to say. Okay, you were talking about that. Gosh, I forgot. It was a question. I think there was a question that maybe we didn't get to, but I don't see it.
Someone else asked me about Panacea. I saw at some point.
Oh yeah. you will get asked about that. So yeah, I'm glad to hear that there's that stuff's gonna be coming back. Oh, this is a funny story. Shout out to Melissa Taylor, who's in the chat, because she's involved in this story. All right, so here's what was going on. I don't know if you remember this, Kyle. I'll take you back.
Okay.
2009, you came to Arizona, and I wasn't
Yes.
there. You hung out with Mel, and you
with
did
DN3.
with DN3, and you did our podcast then, which was called the Random Beagle Show, and I
Yes.
wasn't there, so you were the special guest.
Yes.
I was in Texas. I don't remember if it was South by or if it was other things. I was in Texas hanging out with some friends, and one of those friends was Melissa Taylor. And what happened was, I think Melissa lost her keys. And gosh, I don't.
I know too well about that.
I don't remember a whole lot about, but I remember like calling in for the show. I don't know if you remember this, but I called in to talk to you. And I remember telling the story, but I was standing outside. I'll never forget. It was 6th Street under the bridge part at the end of 6th Street, and like we're just trying to look under every car to try to find our keys. It was like crazy. And at the same time, I was on the phone with y'all doing the call. Melissa, do you remember this? Because like I mean, it's a kind of clear memory to me, like that it's so well connected to what we were doing. We're like looking under cars, trying to find her keys, and like I'm still on the phone talking to y'all, like doing an interview. It was great. Oh man. But anyway, so moving forward, we got some other guests that are supposed to be coming through. We got secret special guests. And we will bring them in soon. I think one of them is ready. Oh, it's Kevin, who worked on the artwork for the album. So I can't wait to chat with him.
Man, I haven't talked to Kevin. It's been a long time, so this will be great.
Can't wait to chat with him. So at first, I'm going to play you some music. I'm going to give you player 2 because games are often more fun with a player 2. And then we're bringing in Kevin. If you want to send him that YouTube link just so he can watch the chat and know when to be ready.
Okay.
That's cool. All right, player 2. Here we go. Put your 2s in the chat. Yeah. Give me 2s. Ha. Sometimes I need someone to hold me down, cause you know a player gets lonely. So call me if you're able to, and you can be a player 2. Sometimes I need someone to hold me down, cause you know a player gets lonely. So call me if you're able to, and you can be a player 2. You can't have trust and you can't hang with us. This game's so difficult it makes me wanna cuss. Feel like I'm getting delivered by swords of enemies who literally respawn every second. You kidding me? Riddling these cats with shots and I ain't phasing them, making them retreat. They think I'm trying to play with them. I made it this far on my own and now I hit a wall. Heard it was no fun unless the homies get involved. Getting all frustrated, I hate it, I'm jaded. I wanna take it out and power up. Never again played and faded. Should've been in bed hours ago. I called you, tweeted you, where were you when I needed you? Sometimes I need someone to hold me down, cause you know a player gets lonely. So call me if you're able to. Put up those 2 fingers, come on. I need someone to hold me down, cause you know a player gets lonely. So call me if you're able to, and you could be your player 2. They got me cornered, I'm a corner. If you're gonna get a quarter, man, I think you ought to become a supporter, man. Join me if you're able to, and you can be your player 2. They got me cornered, I'm a corner. If you're gonna get a corner, then I think you ought to become a supporter now. Join me if you're able to, and you can be a player.
You can be a player 2.
When it gets so hot, thank God for co-op. Aliens, armed troopers to robots. I know not what I would do without y'all. Doctors making house calls, running out the ammunition. I'm hit, I'm a sitting duck. Listen up to my transmission, come and pick 'em up. This is what a player do. Promise I'ma stay with you. Wolverine and Sabretooth. Brothers in arms, recover the bomb. So we got to weather the storm. You're my hammer of dawn, calamity gone. How can it go wrong? My family's strong. Infinite continues, I'm with you until we end it. Or bend it, so bend it. The show won't be nothing to contend with. You with it?
I'm with it.
Exquisite. Ain't leaving the spot. With every achievement's unlocked. Got the feelings fleeing in flocks. Bringing heat to the block. Up, down to 8BBA. With you from the beginning, every step of the way. Killing with no delay. Call me, make it a 3-way. I need someone to hold me. Cause you know a player gets lonely. Now call me if
Lonely
you're
now.
able to. You can be a player too. Think you wanna hold me? Yeah, cause you
Hold me
know a
down.
player gets lonely. Call me
Hold me
if you're
down.
able to, but you could be a player too. They got me cornered, I'm a corner. If you're gonna get a quarter, then I think you ought to become a supporter. Join me if you're able to, you can be a player too. Got me cornered, I'm a corner. If you're gonna get a quarter, then I think you ought to become a supporter. Join me if you're able to, you can be a player too.
2. Wow, that's what's up.
Thank you. All right, that was player 2. Beep, 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 beep. Appreciate it. It's always better with a player 2. Y'all are the best. All right, so we have a special guest coming in right now, coming in hot. We have activation required, no license found. Yay! No.
Hey, what's up?
Wait, there's no picture, bro.
What? What the?
Yeah, it just says activation required, no license found.
What?
My favorite person.
I know. What?
Uh-oh. All right, you want to maybe try to log off, call back, and see if that works?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, that was weird. All right, let's try it again. All right, but I do see someone else here. A wild Dark Lord seems to have appeared. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, snap.
Oh,
And
snap.
there's more. Wait a minute. Let's see. Who's here? Schaefer, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, my goodness. What's up, dude? Wait, I think in 80 is supposed to be coming as well.
Check.
Hey, I see him. Oh, you can't see me. Sorry, I meant to tell you that you won't be able to see me, except on the
I
YouTube.
see a beautiful photo of you. That counts.
All right, so let me get this, get everybody on screen, and we'll make sure we'll make this look good.
Yes.
Okay, so we got our guests. Whoa.
Oh!
Well, all right. Well, that'll work. Okay. Okay, we got guests. Boom. All right, let me move this down. This is the most people I've had at once. I never have done this before. Usually it's like one at a time. All right. Hello, Schaefer. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Excellent. I wanted to commend you on the live shows that I've been seeing you do. They have been spectacular. I've absolutely
thanks.
appreciated the energy and hearing new songs. The creativity that's going into it has been super dope. So
Thank you so much.
You
I really
guys,
appreciate
you've been
that.
killing it. Also, we have on the line Int 80 of Dual Core. Are you there?
Hey. Thanks for having me.
Hey!
David,
And
what's
also,
up, man?
K Murdoch. All right.
Hey!
Oh.
So, we've been talking about Forever Famicom and what it meant to us 10 years ago. So, I don't know how much of you guys can remember about that time and about the moment that I hit you guys up for this verse and how the song came about. What, if anything, do you remember about this day?
I remember I was really psyched to be asked to be on the song, and I was also felt kind of like a fraud because at that point I had pretty limited gaming experience. Like when I was a kid, my family my family had Pong, and we had an Atari 2600 and a handful of games, but that was it. I never had a Nintendo. I never had a Sega Genesis. I never had any other gaming system. And in 2006, I was on tour with this rock band, and we were at a friend's house, and Guitar Hero had just come out, and I changed it. Then I was like, all right, I'm going to figure out what video games are all about, and bought a PS2. So by the time you asked me to do the song, I've been really only playing games about 6 years.
Huh. Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry, 4 years. 4 years.
Oh.
So all of my game references were really like within a couple of years.
But they all were very new, which I thought was good. You know, we didn't need all of us talking about super old NES, dusty carts. So
yeah,
I like that you made references like Arkham Asylum and a lot of other
yeah, that's like all I played.
Because like I wouldn't have done that. So I think that was awesome to have you a part of that. Thank you.
I remember hearing that awesome the epic ending part with like all of the classic games, and learning it so that I could do hype when we did the song live, but also at the same time Googling half of those games because I'd never heard. I had no idea what Kid Icarus was.
What? Wow.
What?
I mean, I guess it wasn't super great. Like they haven't made a ton of sequels off of that. Like Kid Icarus was kind of slept on, I guess. But yeah, man, that was the third verse was the challenge. When we started writing it, it was just gonna be my verse, you guys, and we're about to end the song, and then I realized like, yo, we sampled DuckTales, but we didn't use the Moon theme. Like, what part of the game is this? This is sacrilege. So we went back, and then that was when I wrote that third part, that extra part of the verse, that really long one about all the games that I played and beat. But yeah, it was almost done. It was like supposed to be finished. And then I realized like, oh my gosh, the gamers are going to kill us if we don't use the Moon theme a little. and like, it's a great track. So I was like, all right, we got to flip it, do something cool for the last part. All right. It80, are you there?
Yeah, still here.
All right. So what do you remember about that day? Like when I hit you guys up about being on this song and
the same initial dot as Schaefer, being super excited that I had this opportunity. And I do remember that I figured I had to bring some kind of unique angle to the track, because if I just tried to straight up rap about video games in the mix, both of y'all, I would just get faded off the track like immediately. And so unfortunately my background is slightly different, and I come from this like hacker background, and like my first like online gaming experience was like hacking at chess, right? I would play like chess on Yahoo games, and I would open up a second browser window, and I'd play against a person in the second browser window. I'd play on expert, and then I would against a computer. And so I would play my human opponent's moves against the computer, and then I would play the expert computer moves back against my opponent. And so that was like my initial like online gaming experience, is like hacking. And so I was like, I can bring that as like a unique angle to the song.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the most int 80 story I've ever heard.
Absolutely is. So do you guys remember the first time we played this song live?
Nerdapalooza, yes.
Yep, I believe it was maybe Nerdapalooza 2010, I guess. Wait,
yeah,
because the album came out summer 2010, and so Nerda was happening in like end of summer, like maybe August, like I don't know. I feel like it was happening toward the end of the summer. So yeah, I think the first time we played it was Nerda, and man, it was hype. I remember the same thing, like having to read you guys' lyrics to keep up on things and to be able to hype them. And then like Googling too, because I didn't know what anything was, and noobs and griefers and all these other cool things that I heard mentioned. I was just like, oh, snap. And then, it made me want to go back and learn some things. So you guys taught me a lot in that song. So I appreciate that. We tried to do with Forever Famicom was take our love of hip hop and our love of gaming like equally, and like give them a place on this album. So like even for me, I don't know how many of you even caught it, but like at the very beginning, because I thought the drum pattern sounded very similar to Jay-Z's Hard Knock Life.
Oh, with Jay-Z.
So when I started rapping on Hard Knock Life, like I used that same similar sitting on the corner gaming. It was very similar to Jay-Z's cadence. So yeah, I did that super on purpose. Then to go into the part where we get this little bridge where you got the Biggie Smalls Super Nintendo, and then you put in, what was it? Outkast Forever. Like those. That was just great. I think like those little touches really made this game like super special. Made it a special occasion to do the song. So I just want to thank y'all for doing it with me, because it came out pretty tight.
It came out great. I'm still. It's one of the like collaborations I've done that I am the most proud of to this day.
Wow, thank you.
Absolutely. And every time that we play it live, I still get super hyped in that album. I remember listening to the song so much because, like we were saying, when that initial cut was done, the outro wasn't done yet. And so I hadn't heard the outro until the album came out, and I was just blown away, like, what is this? And I listened to it so much that by the time we met up at Nerdapalooza to play it live, I had it down mostly well, and I knew exactly where your parts were, where you would need to catch your breath. And I remember we rehearsed it in your hotel room, and you were like, how did you know to like cover those parts? And I was like, I've listened to this song plenty of times.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like he still to this day will always catch my even shadow of the ninja. Like that's literally the moment that I have to breathe. So it's like it's perfect. Yeah, man. I just looked through this list of games. Full disclosure, I haven't beaten every game on this list. I've at least played them all. But one of my favorite lines is still know the code to Mike Tyson. It's ridiculous. Because literally, it's the fact. Like, I can pick the game up, and I know it because of the sounds it makes, you know? And therefore, like, when I hit down, it goes boop, 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 boop. I could probably do that blindfolded. So
that's such an epic part in that song. And again, even though I didn't have a Nintendo, my friend had a Nintendo. We played Mike Tyson's Punch-Out all the time. And I... at that point could still remember the code to it. And I remember getting goosebumps the first time when like it was like on that break that big kind of swelling part builds to that line. And I still get goosebumps like when we've done it live.
Thank you.
The sequence there is great, right? Because it, like the beat drops out perfectly, right? With Rand's vocals right on there saying the line. And yeah, show where I go like Super Saiyan, like every time that you say that line, it's just, air starts flowing and
irresistible.
Watching N80 like just jump 5-6 feet off the ground during these lines, just like bouncing. Like
it's such a hype moment.
It gets me so hyped. Yes, I did give up on Ninja Turtles. Thanks for catching that. A few people in the chat. That game is just stupid hard. It really is, and it's not fun. It's like to the point where it's just not fun. I've even tried to go back on it and play it again, and man, it's just...
even when emulation like freezes and stuff, you still didn't beat it.
No, I didn't give it enough time, but I'm sure with like save states I could. But like I don't want to sit there and play it like the same level.
You set up with the Tazbot. Tazbot will do it for you.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like a crazy fast, like 15-minute speed run of that game somewhere, like. But nah,
that'll make you feel lesser than.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you guys playing these days? Let's talk about gamers today. What are you guys playing? Schaefer?
I haven't been playing a lot since quarantine started because I've been so consumed with projects. But the game that I do play when I take a break has been Guacamelee.
Oh, I love that game.
Nice.
Super fun. Metroidvania style, really like cute graphics, great story. A lot of fun. If you like that, there's another one I've been playing, Hollow Knight, which is a little similar. I think you'd enjoy that as well. Super
okay,
fun.
what's it called?
Hollow Knight.
Hollow?
Yeah.
Right.
And Celeste. Celeste is like, is that on PC? I know it's on Switch, but I'm not sure if it should be on PC. But Celeste and Hollow Knight are two of my favorites. Very same styles, almost exact same type of game. All right.
Awesome.
N80, what are you playing?
I've been hopping on for the past couple weeks with Michael Kill and Cecil from AutoCorrect and a couple other of our friends. And we've been playing Mario Kart on Switch.
Nice.
And I thought I was decent because I could like beat the computer, but then my girl my butt, and then also everybody else kicks my butt. So I'm like literally have finished in 12th at some points in time, and I'm not ashamed of that. Wow. It just happened.
Nice. Oh wow. Since I stream so much, I try to play a different game every day just so I don't get tired of it. But I started playing. I've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing. That has taken over my life.
I don't even know what it is.
Oh, it is.
I just hear about it all the time.
It's like having a job. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
It is a job, but a fun job, but still a job. All right. Well, I don't want to keep you guys too much. So, what are you guys working on these days? What's happening?
I'm just constantly grinding out Patreon content, but I have been sneakily working in demos of songs for a new concept album that I thought I was going to finish by the end of this year, but that's not going to happen. But I am working on a secret concept album project.
Nice.
Okay. Secret.
We've got a new dual core album in the mix. C64 has got a solo instrumental project that he's putting out. I'm working with stuff with Michael Kill, Tribe One, Sulfur, and Cecil for a group that we have called No Friends. Michael Kill and I have our group Troubleshooters, so we're doing a Westworld mixtape, and I think we're pretty much done writing for our second Troubleshooters album. And then I have a batch of solo EPs in the mix. One of them is going to have some K Murdoch production on it. One has some Dale Chase production. And then I have two. One is almost done with Michael Kill doing the production. And it is a sequel to the one that I just got back, which is called Loyalty. And it is all about Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Holy cow.
Dang,
man, y'all been productive.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, it's pretty much like I wake up in the morning, start hacking stuff, and then by the time I can't hack anymore, I start working on music, and then I go get my butt kicked at Mario Kart.
Nice. Oh man. Okay. Sweet. I'm looking.
What about you, megaran?
Okay. What about me? I got Gosh, I'm working on so much. Still doing 2 songs a month on Patreon. What else? I finished an album with an MC that I really love named Novelist. We did a EP together, about 6 or 7 songs.
Nice. Big fan of him, by the way.
Yeah, he's great. Just recorded a couple of new tracks on K Murdoch production, as well as finishing up my baby, the Forever. I'm not Forever Famicom, but that's coming too. And but Black Materia remake is coming.
Oh yeah.
That. So almost
nice.
Done. Working in conjunction with Game Chops on that, so that will be coming out real soon. Yeah, and what else? I know there's a lot, but been podcasting every week. I've been doing this show every week. I'm working harder than ever and streaming 5 days a week. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
I don't know, man. It sounds pretty on par with your normal work ethic. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, seriously.
You
seriously, you
stop,
always
ever.
make all of us feel lazy.
Yes.
Wow.
You do.
Yeah, I thought I would slow down a little bit, but I feel like I'm working twice as hard. Like I'm exhausted at the end of the days, like when I'm at home doing this. But you know, it's a good feeling to feel like you got a hard day's work done. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
All right.
That's true.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining Random House. Let the people know where they can get whatever they should get from you. And then we'll put it in the chat. In 80.
We are mainly everything at Dual Core Music online. So dualcoremusic.com, at Dual Core Music on Twitter, Facebook/Dual Core Music, Twitter, Instagram/Dual Core Music, YouTube/Dual Core Music. Wherever you can pirate content, you can probably find our stuff and pirate it for free. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Schaefer.
Yeah, SchaeferTheDarkLord.com is basically just a list of links. So you can find all of my music and social media presences there at just the main website.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Let me know if you ever need anything, and stay in touch.
I love y'all, and I miss y'all.
Love y'all, miss y'all too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
miss you guys
man.
big time. All right. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Take care.
Peace.
Bye.
We'll be right back.
When they first terrorized the streets, they rocked the box office with Scoblins 1 and proved they were bad to the trombone, grossing over $15 million. Then they painted the town two-tone with the cult classic Scoblins 2, A Checkered Past, with home video rentals soaring above $8 million. But they didn't stop there. 4 years later, they raised the bar and the barn with Scoblins 3, Scamish Paradise, winner of the Ghoul Fest 17 Midnight Fright Award. And when Hollywood turned their backs on your favorite dead skinheads, they said no skank you. And Scoblins 4, say goodbye to Scollywood. Starring Hollywood heartthrob Charlie Sheen as the evil Dr. Horn E. Now, the Green Gang is back to teach us a little lesson in rock and troll with the long-awaited Scoblins 5 Full Scholarship. Graduate with the class of thrash, full of tits and ass. For the first time ever, you can bring this rockin' collection home. All 5 Scoblin films, including Scoblins 5 Full Scholarship, Scoblins 4 Say Goodbye to Scollywood, Scoblins 3 Scamish Paradise, Scoblins 2 A Checkered Past, and the one that started it all, Scoblins 1 They're Bad to the Trombone. All 5 available now on VHS.
Fart up. First, I'm sorry. Let me get my glasses on. People, we did it. You did it. I did it. We ran a positive campaign. And now I, Armando Biggs, am your world leader. We campaigned on the issues. And the issue is change. Change for the future. Right now, future's uncertain. But I know what is certain. Bills. Tons of them.
Hey!
Don't no bill collectors care that I can't work. Don't no bill collectors care that I've been injecting bleaching fluids all day. They don't care. So in order for us to make change, we must put change into pockets. So it is with the pleasure that I ask my fellow Americans to help to put a little change into the pockets of the good, hard-working people here at Team Mega. We have several options for you to do so. There is a cashapp, there is a Venmo, there is a PayPal, and there is also the Patreon, where you will get 2 songs, 2 very presidential songs per month. Ladies and gentlemen of our great country, your money goes to creating more music, more content, more hot fire for you. That's right. Ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. Because all we have to fear is fear itself. And in closing, read my lips. I'm gone. busy right now. I'm talking to the nation. Yeah. All right, y'all. But before we get on with the rest of the show, Before we get on with the rest of the show, it.
Gambit gonna get a fat lip if he don't watch out. Just shoot, Swamp Boy.
All right, we negotiate later. 8-ball and decide. Mail call.
First, I'm sorry. Let me get my
bad timing, McCoy.
Mail time.
Ooh, the mail's here. That means we get to see our old friend, Mailbox.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail.
Yo! That's right. It's mail time. So, I got mail, y'all. So, I'm going to read you some letters. I don't know if these people want their names out there, so I won't do that. But here's my first one. A very, very pretty, very cool. All right. What up, Megaran? I still remember the PAX East panel you did in Boston with Hip Hop Gamer, and I took notes, discovering your music, and it changed my life and taught me that I could channel my energy. I can really read, but it's separated by the Vault Dweller. It's like I can read, trust me. Channel my energy and creativity into something positive without losing anything. Big respect. I'm a fan for life. Really enjoying your work from home. Random House always adapts to market changes. We ain't new to this. We're true to this. That's what's up. To be honest, though, I'm looking forward to seeing you live with my partner in our new city someday. I'm also really looking forward to playing PS5, Xbox Series X while listening to some of your music. Send me an invite. And do you remember late night playing Public Drawful? LOL. Yes, I definitely remember playing late night Drawful. That was fun. We had some races pop in. It was great. Anyway, never play public drawing games because people will just start writing bad words. Thank you so much, Jay, for that mail. Got another one here. And this says, hey, thanks for doing this. You know I love the postcards. This is a postcard photo show that I did in Miami, Arizona. That's Dan Torgerson. Oh, shout out to Dan and Brandon at Last Exit Live. Yeah, thank you so much for that. One more. Oh, a beautiful photo. Check it out. Yeah. Thank you for. What is that noise, Murdoch?
Oh, sorry.
Thank you for the new album, The Weekly Jams. Hashtag save the post office. Much love from Seattle. Stay well. Appreciate it. Don't forget, guys, if you have anything you want to send me, I can show you the address. It will pop up in the chat. But before we do all that, we have a guest in the building virtually. It is our art guy, Kevin. Are you there?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Hey, I can see you now. Nice.
Kevin, I haven't seen you in literally, I've talked to you over in the internet over the last few years, but I haven't seen you even virtually in years, man. How you been?
I've been better. I've been worse. So all things considered, I think I'm pretty good.
All right. Okay. Shoot. Your head's kind of cut off, though. Just tilt your camera down a little bit. Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
So this is Kevin Merriman, ladies and gentlemen, who created the epic artwork for Forever Famicom, the album. I would love to talk to, or at least know what, because mostly Murdoch was corresponding with you when you did this. So what did he tell you? Like, how did that happen? Like, so what were you going on to try to make this work?
I mean, I got like pretty early on. There was what was it? There was a really early version of one of the songs that he sent me, and I was just kind of going off of like some of the nostalgia and just the funny thing actually is kind of I don't do you know the story of like how me and Kyle even like met on the internet?
No, I don't. Tell.
Okay, this is kind of funny. So, I actually have a brother named Kyle too, ironically, and he was playing like he got like one of those like Mega Man X compilation series for like the GameCube or something, and the anniversary edition. And I was hanging out with him, and I was like sketching, and I thought, like they haven't made Mega Man X, what was it, 10, like or 11? What was it? Mega Man X6, I think. And I was like, oh man, it'd be just cool to like make a fake cover. So I was just drawing this fake cover for the Wii, and I stumbled upon like some Mega Man X like fan forum, and I was gonna troll him pretty hard. I'm like, this is gonna be great, and I made it. I posted it up there, and I was getting a bunch of like hits. Like nobody was commenting, so I think they're all just scared. This can't be real. and then like some of these kids like came out. He's like, color's wrong. That's not how Mega Man X looks, and just. Anyways, and I had posted it on my blog like back when Blogspot was super hot, and I was super into Strictly Beats. I don't know if you remember that, Kyle.
Oh man, yeah. Oh, you do. I'm still like a moderator. I don't know how.
Oh, what?
Wow.
Okay, so I was addicted. I still have like gigs of music from Strictly Beats that I haven't even listened to yet because I started like downloading more than I could consume, and I'd see like these like podcast type things by K Murdoch pop up, and like he always had the taste for like the best like instrumentals, and I was like, who is this guy, right? And so I followed him over there. I found his personal blog, and like because I don't know, it wasn't like Blogspot wasn't like super huge. Like you could see pretty easily like when somebody was following you or whatever.
Right.
And so I'm assuming like you must have just seen my icon pop up and like, oh hey, you got a follower. And it was right at the time that I'd finished trolling this Mega Man X forum. And so I had like my cover on there and everything, and like I think you were really digging the cover, and you're like, "Hey, we got this project," and I was like,
wow.
"Yes." So,
damn, I barely remember that, man. That's amazing. You're totally right. I was gonna say rest in peace to Blogspot, but some people and some sites are still holding on, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Strictly Beats.
Yeah, I should go back and.
They're still up, man. They're still
That's
up.
crazy. That's crazy.
Dude, okay, so when the album artwork came to me, I was completely like blown away. And I thought like, wow, you've absolutely completely like captured everything that we were trying to bring across in this. And it blew me away, dude. Like it's honestly probably my favorite cover art of anything that I've done. I've done a lot of stuff.
Cool.
So what have you been doing since that day 10 years ago?
It's a good, I think I've worked for like over 10 different video game companies since then.
Nice.
Wow.
Like, yeah, it's a mix of like studio jobs and freelance hustle kind of thing. So I guess right when I finished the album cover, I finished recovering from swine flu.
Wait, actual swine flu?
Yeah, I was one of the lucky contestants. I got swine flu, man, like 10 years ago.
Wow.
So that was...
Let's talk about that real quick, because when I hit you up recently about doing this 10-year anniversary art, you were like, man, you all always want to make music whenever there's a pandemic.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's just the way you equate. Next time we have whatever it is, expect some new megaran K Murdoch stuff. I don't know. That's a bad joke. Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, I made a comic book. I worked on some game called Disney Infinity. I did a bunch of random like mobile game things, just like as a character designer and a concept artist. And like every once in a while, somebody would slide through, and the timing would be right, and I might do like an album cover or two. But it's mostly been like the mobile game stuff that's just been my life support monetarily. So yeah, just and then I moved to California. I moved back to Utah, and then I did it again in like 2015. I moved to California again. Moved back to Utah just last year.
Okay.
So
can you
back
tell
in
us
Salt
about...
Lake City?
Yeah,
Oh,
Salt Lake City.
I think that's where we saw you when we were on tour.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's the? Can you talk about any of the cool like gigs you've had in the industry since then?
They're not that cool. They're not worth talking about.
I mean, if the company made cool stuff.
Yeah, you said Disney.
Okay. I was an intern there. They were doing Disney Infinity. It was kind of like the Skylanders version.
Yeah.
Anybody who worked on that would like want to kill me for saying that. Because it wasn't that, but they got compared to. Anyways, I came up with the idea to like have, like when you get your Disney Infinity character, they're like standing in an environment. That's like part of the toy, and you like put it on this thing, and they come to life in the game. That was my idea. So.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool.
So yeah, that was cool. I worked on this. I mean, it was fun. It was like there's this game called Fable Age, and it was like a color match, three color match type game, and you have like these RPG heroes. You match the three different colors, and they'll like attack people and stuff.
Okay.
Around the same time, I made a comic book that was about a mariachi band that is unexpected.
The Kickstarter, right?
No, but it was before the Kickstarter. But yeah, that's coming after. So,
okay.
I did this comic book about a mariachi band that is unexpectedly hurled back in time to ancient Japan, and it's based on a true story that really happened, probably. So, and then yeah, I did the Kickstarter because like I was just doing all this side hustle stuff, and like nobody was like picking me to like work at, since the Disney Infinity thing ran its course, and I was going on my own path, and I was like just trying to get people to like pick me up, and nobody was pulling me onto their projects. And so I thought, forget it. Like I picked myself. So that's when I decided I'd make a bunch of con merch and just like do the con circuit.
Nice.
And so I did that Kickstarter, which was like a copy of my sketchbook. I had a comic in the back. I did. It's like a one shot of a graffiti ninja that sticks it to the man, because we're all sick of that guy. And so I printed like I think 500 books, and I was just gonna go hit every con that existed. And then like 5 months later, I got a job at some studio, and so I had to figure out how to get rid of like all this merch.
So you didn't do it. So you have. When's the last time you've done like the con circuit?
Let's see. Last convention I did was 2018.
Okay.
And it was actually really good timing because I was working on a game called Fort Stars. It's a mobile game. You like build a castle. You set up. Think of like Spy versus Spy, but like with knights and stuff.
Okay.
It's pretty cool. 3 months before release, they decided to change the entire like art direction.
Oh, fun.
So did they retain you, or they changed you too?
So I was on board. I helped them like pivot or whatever they felt like they had to do, and I told them I thought it was like the worst idea ever, but I was going to try my best to help them out. And it was so painful because like they were all my character designs, like all the cards that you used to like do stuff in the game. It was all like hand painted.
Oh man.
And so that all had to be redone. And like at the end of the day, you couldn't even like tell like the changes that they were trying to go for. Like it didn't even matter. So it was just this weird like kind of corporate like thing, and it was so unnecessary. Anyways, the game's still fun, and there's still remnants of what I did that's in the game. But like I was booked for New York Comic-Con, and so like they let me go like right after that, after they burned through all that money, like trying to like.
Wow.
I don't know what they were trying to do, but.
Wow. I think I was there.
Well, did the game ever come out?
Oh yeah, you can download it. It's still up. It's still up.
Oh really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right.
And then if you just search like the Gray Ninja Art Station, you can find a bunch of the way they were supposed to look.
Okay.
I've been posting that in the chat. I was wondering, was that going to be your was that the place that people should go to see your work, Art Station?
Sure. Yeah, Art Station, the Gray Ninja, or just Instagram, the Gray Ninja. It's probably the Art Station has like a lot more like the video game portfolio kind of stuff. Okay. I mean, you could just go to thegrayninja.com too.
Oh, so we got a good question here from Rachel J. Hello, Rachel J. Question: will from the other adjoining room? No, that's my wife. So, will the new Forever Famicom project include new merch with this beautiful artwork displayed? So, I guess we can now talk about the fact that we have rehired Kevin to do additional work for the new Forever Famicom remake. So, everything gets a fresh coat of paint. I'm really excited about that. So that is happening for everyone to see. That will happen very soon. So I know we like literally just discussed this. So
like literally Monday.
Literally. Yeah. So I don't know, Kevin, if you have even begun, a sort of like brainstorming session for what
he sent me some rough stuff.
Like, how can you top this? Like, this thing is freaking perfection.
Well, it's like one of the, I don't know, like it's one of the favorite things, like my most favorite things I've worked on in the past 10 years. Like that's saying a lot. Wow. Because I mean, part of it was like it was all there in the music. Like I could feel it in the music, mm-hmm. And so it was a lot easier to like translate that. So like how to top it? Like I'm not gonna top it. So, mm-hmm. I'm just gonna like, if you will, remaster the cover. I've redrawn everything. Mm-hmm. Everything's literally gonna get a fresh coat of paint. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good.
The sketch you showed me, which I know was like just the outline, I could already see like Nemo looked a little bit more bigger. I could see the Samus's her buster or gun looked a little bit more detailed.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Raheem said, it's kind of hard to because you set the bar so high.
Well, I'm gonna be like, once I start painting it, I'm gonna be like flipping back and forth, and I'm gonna try not to work in fear, but like it's gonna be over my head.
Right. No, I think it's time. I think one thing that hopefully will happen with this album too, people have been asking for damn near a decade about this album popping up on vinyl. And somehow, some way, we have discussed. I'm not promising that, but we're working on it. It'll definitely be on CD at a con, and hopefully in 2021. And we'll think of some other cool ways to put it out too, like some other merch. But yeah, I think the coup de cha, or the piece de resistance, will be having it be on vinyl, which that would be awesome.
Absolutely.
I would love to just frame this and put it up on vinyl, just the cover alone, so.
That'd be sick.
So we got a question from Fuzzy Tattoo, who did our art for this week. Shout out to Fuzzy and A-Rob. What software do you normally work in?
These days, like when I'm just sketching, um, I do Clip Studio Paint, and like that. It's kind of like the Japanese version of Photoshop, except they designed that entire piece of software with the idea that artists are going to use it. Whereas like Photoshop, like they're balancing so many different things. Like they want to please the photographers. They got like 3D. They got all kinds of weird stuff, and it's super clunky. It's still great. It's powerful. And like when I paint and I want to get serious about like making some really polished digital art, I have to eventually go to Photoshop. But like when I just want to draw, I do Clip Studio Paint.
Nice.
He also said, 'cause he's a tattoo artist, that he's just saying that by how much he's grown in 10 years, he would imagine that this next thing is going to blow this one out of the water. And I just thought about that.
No
Like,
pressure.
you literally have 10 more years of experience. Like,
it's true.
You know what I mean? Like it's definitely something that I think you can kill a bunch of things. You know what I mean? So you learn more over 10 years. So I think it'll be great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited.
Nice. Or do you? He said also, do you work with Wacom equipment? WACOM.
Oh yeah. So that's like a brand of tablet.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got they used to call them the Wacom Cintiq Companion 2 or the Mobile Studio Pro. I've got the Companion 2, and I don't know if you're out there and you're a digital artist, you know that like Cintiqs are like the most unergonomic design known to man. Like picture just like a giant screen that you have to draw on, but like you have to like angle your body or you hold your hand up or whatever. Like there was a place I used to work at that had a giant, like I think it was like a 32 inch. It was huge, and like I had to like work myself up to like jump on that beast. I'd have to like take breaks and like get a drink, and then like come back to it like, okay, here we go, because it would just like,
that's a lot of surface area, man.
Yeah, it would like wreck your shoulder. I don't know how some people like it. Every time I use one, like it's either my neck or my shoulder or something.
Wow.
So
nuts, dude.
Finding the right thing to just feel good and not have your neck tilted. That's a big deal.
Yeah. Oh man.
Noted.
All right, Kay, you got any other questions?
No, man. Kevin, I can't wait to see, what you do for this, man. And I mean, you, Rob, who's doing the replays with 88-bit, who's doing the music. It's awesome just to have, well, one, you aboard because you were there from the beginning. But even just having other people like we had earlier with Schaefer and in 80, it's just been really cool that 10 years later we can still have the original participants still involved and people who still enjoy that project. I mean, the fact that we're doing a whole one of random shows on it is pretty crazy because usually this is not the format. I mean, it is, but it isn't,
Yeah.
So, it speaks volumes. I am very proud of the album. I mean, so proud. I even got it tattooed when we went on tour.
Oh shoot! No way.
Yeah, I got this, man. This was like done years ago, man. I don't know if people can see it.
Yeah.
I need to get it touched up. So yeah.
Wow, that looks good.
Yeah.
Epic.
Whoever did that logo, I mean.
Oh, come on.
I don't know. Whoever did it, he's all right.
He's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, all right.
That's what's up, dude. Yo, thank you so much for your time, bro. I appreciate it, man. Keep up the amazing work. Keep inspiring. The artwork, the stuff I'm looking at on the site is so dope. So, man,
thanks, man.
We'll be in touch for more art very soon.
Right on.
Thank you
Cool.
so much.
Hey, likewise, man. Catch you later.
All right, take care.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Peace, man.
Peace.
See ya.
All right, we'll be right back to talk a little more Forever Famicom and maybe even play a song. Do I have any more commercials? Yeah, I think I got one. We got one more.
Welcome to The Musician's Mind, a doubled over series where we dive deep into the thoughts behind the artist, behind the sound, behind the music, and in today's case, behind the behind. Join us as we're granted exclusive access to the creative process of record producer Quincy Jones, known for his work with greats the likes of Michael Jackson. And he will be joined by Jazz Master Herbie Hancock. Prepare to be zapped into the future as the modern virtuosos give us a first glimpse at what they promise will be the next big craze in urban music. It's called rumping, a unique blend of funk and flatulence. So what are we waiting for? The door is open. Let's enter the musician's mind.
Rumping. Music meets booty fat. Gonna pull parts from a thought and mold it into something of beauty. Yeah.
Your hair is kind of like the mouth, just like us. When you feed sounds into it, they travel down and naturally end up with this.
Now, what is this one? Is this like a fart, a burp, a combination of both?
A combination of funk, flatulence, and shit. All you gotta do, it gets a little technical here, you just sequence your BCs, your booty clips, and yeah, boom.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now there's two ways to do it. Either write on the screen or play it on the keyboard.
Okay.
We have our burps. Right here we have our gases, our gas modulators, and put them all together and you get your baby giggles.
Oh, the putty poop.
Crap. His shit, no matter what kind of instrumental sounds we have, we're supplying new room for you.
I squat when I pee because my balls heavy. Y'all can suck my balls, nigga.
Well, hope you enjoyed our final commercial break. Thank you so much for picking up some merchandise, for supporting all of our amazing acts who have come through. Please make sure you do that if you haven't yet. Big shout outs to K Murdoch, of course. Big shout outs to we had Kevin Merriman. Also, big shout outs to Shaper the Dark Lord and Int 80 of Dual Core for coming through. So now we get to a little bit of the weird section of the album, at least for me. I'm gonna play a couple more. These were your suggestions. So this one here, I'm gonna play a little bit of a song that really I wrote when I was having a bit of an issue, and that issue was long load times in video games, and so I wrote a little ditty, and I called it "Drop the Load." Now I think I was mainly thinking about Metal Gear Solid. I think that was like the main game that got me thinking that way because of all of the, just unskippable long cutscenes. And I was just like, that's enough. So anyway, So Drop
Is
the
this
Load
the
is an
original or the
interesting one
remix
because we had a
version?
remix, which only you guys know
Yes.
as the real one. So I'll do the remix. Here we go. Yeah. I got beef with all those big name, big budget video game distributors, whatever you want to call them. The technology keeps advancing. Why does the quality of the games decrease? I don't know. Drop the load. 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 Hey yo, when I was a little kid playing games up in the crib, guess I took for granted the time it took to get it in. Power on, GameStar, 20 seconds flat. Shoot, 2,600 games took less than that. Man, I can't seem to manage, man. Understood the fact, more powerful the system, it's a bigger piece of crap. Commodore 64 had a game called Ultima. I could fix dinner in the time it took to load it up. When Commander 3, although I never ever tried it, installation took an hour. So yo, I wasn't buying it, man. I missed the cartridge. Those joints was sturdy, and you get a little disread error if it's dirty. I used to stack my carts up, build forts with them, drop kick them with G.I. Joes, put them in my system, power on, and they work perfectly without a hiccup. If you're feeling like I'm feeling, then get up and somebody say drop the low, drop the low, drop the low, drop the low, drop the load. I started to rhyme a couple of bars too late, so here we go. Drop the low, 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 drop the low. 2010 reference. Had a 363 years, 3 red rings, had an NES forever, never had to fix a thing. Used to love Soldier of Fortune, blowing cats apart, but I could make a cake in the time it took for it to start. So I traded in my station, then I copped the 64. When I saw how much the games cost, my jaw hit the floor. $70 for Superman? But I just got paid. Little did I know that was the worst game that ever made. And I was working at Toys R Us, my job was to sell. I couldn't tell you that game was corny as hell. Moved on to PS2 when I heard the news of Metal Gear Solid 2. And I remember that game was cool, but then I remember, man, no, there's nothing saying, but I need more time on cutscenes than actually playing. If you listen, never gave away my old joints. This is my whole point. Can I get a witness? Let's sing it with me. Drop the load, 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 drop the load. Sing it with me, y'all. Drop the load, drop the load, drop the load, drop the load. Yeah, drop the load. Drop the low, drop the low, drop the low. I stand before you as one. I don't remember the thing I said. One of many, one of the millions who waited and waited for this game to come out. Then we waited and waited to get the money to buy it. And then we waited and waited to turn the game on after work. And then we had to wait and wait to get into the action. And then we waited and waited and waited for cutscenes. Oh man. And you, with the unskippable promos, the cutscenes that I can't get away from. I saw them already. I died. I'm sorry. Why do I have to see it again? And again. And again. And again. Man, drop the load. Thank you so much. Drop the load, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate it. Here we are 10 years later. Not much has changed. We have not dropped the load yet.
Nope.
It seems funny because every system that comes out, they try to brag about like lower loading times. But like it's still a thing. Like they have not figured this out. Like it's kind of wild that we have not figured this out yet. And I don't think we're ever going to figure it out. It just is what it is. All right, so you mentioned before I was going to play that there's a remix. How did that happen? First of all, a little bit of trivia. Drop the Load is the one song on the album there is no game sample from.
Yep.
Drop the Load, the version that you guys heard is the remix, which is the second one. And so how did this happen and what happened with the first one?
Well, I think you had written to the first one and it was the DuckTales part. And actually that one, was it the Moon or African Mind sample that I used for the. It's on the DLC.
It was the Moon. It was.
Okay. But I know what it was. When you hit me back after we did For the Gamers, and you were like, dude, this is the part from like the Moon stage we should have used. I had this thing about recycling things, particularly on the same album. So I was like, I can't use two samples from the same game. It's just kind of blasphemous to me. On the same record, it's kind of like one of my little idiosyncrasies that I like as far as like production. So, and plus, I mean, like there was tons of NES games. It's not like I had a shortage, like a dearth to pick from, right? So I decided to take it upon myself to remix it. But the funny thing is, because you didn't write that more staccato style delivery was written to the original. At first, I remember when I sent it back to you, you were like, it's on beat, but it sounds weird.
Yeah.
And then you eventually were like, I don't know, maybe you just, I don't know if I ever changed it. You were like, whatever.
I don't know what happened.
You just let me have it.
I know I think I just decided this is something different. The delivery, the approach, everything was completely different on that song.
Right.
And I remember sending it to you, and I sent it to Jimmy, a good friend of mine who I always trust with like opinions on stuff. I was like, yo, does this sound whack? Like, tell me the truth. And he was like, yo, it's very different for you. That's what he kept saying. And I was like, what does that mean? He's like, oh, that flow is very different. And but I liked it. I felt like, we're doing 14 songs. Why can't I rap differently on one of them than the rest?
Right.
And I didn't do it for the whole album. Who's Eminem?
No, it's just that song.
The entire album with like an accent. So like, I was like, yo, I'm gonna have fun with it. But yeah, I understand you not wanting to sample the same thing twice. I'm playing it now in the background. It's definitely the first few notes of the Moon theme. And I was like, yo, if we do in DuckTales on one song, we got to go all the way in on DuckTales, So
right.
That was when the idea came of making it two songs into one or two beats into one.
Yeah, and, you were the one who kind of spurred me into making that second part of For the Gamers, because we were pretty much done with it. Like we had sent it out and got the verses back from Schaefer and from Dual Core, or N80 rather. And at the last minute, you sent me that, and you were like, I still kind of want to use this. And then you might have been like, why don't you just put it at the end? So I did. And, I was like, well, damn, I need some way to transition into this. And it was the T-10. And it kind of made sense, because we launched into like this whole tirade of you like spouting off all these games. And it was epic, man. So.
Yeah, man, you did a great job. Like just the little pieces you pulled in was always like so impressive. Like I love how I'd record on one beat and then I'd give it to you, and it would come back sounding completely different. You added in a new piece, a new vocal, a new thing, a new sample, a new sound, and I'm like, oh snap! I don't even remember or recognize it anymore, which I think is dope. That makes us, I think that's what makes creativity work. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, we're not necessarily sitting on each other's like inspiration, but each other's inspiration creates or spurs us to do something different. So I think that's
man,
dope.
We were. I mean, it's so crazy that we weren't together, because the way that album came together was almost like akin to when I was doing stuff with Raw Poetic for Panacea, and we were together. Like we made a point to go to the studio like early. I remember on Saturdays especially, and we were recording till like the afternoon, and then break and get lunch and go do a gig that evening. So, and the way me and you recorded, you're in Phoenix for Christ's sake, but it's a testament, because people, it's not like when they hear the album, they're like, man, these dudes weren't even in the same room. I'm like, no, we weren't. But it sounds like we were,
Yeah. Somehow it still captures that feeling. So, yeah, man.
For sure.
So, speaking of that feeling, I'm getting that feeling. I'm getting that urge to do a thing that I normally do every set, which is a freestyle. So what I want to do for the freestyle is get y'all in the chat going. So all you need to do, type in things or give me your name. But this is Forever Famicom, so give me video games. I need video game titles in the chat, and we'll do that. I'm gonna play. Let me find some beats. I'm going through some rare Murdoch DLC beats. This This is Without a Trace, the Metroid joint.
Oh man, this is gonna be interesting.
It's a little fast. I'm gonna slow it down. See, I can cheat now that I'm on a DJ controller. I can be like, -2 BPMs.
Yeah. Take it down.
All right. So I know that the chat's a little behind, so I'll wait a little bit. Oh, I think we're ready. We've caught up. Okay. So this one takes a minute for the drums to come in too, though. All right. Yeah. Freestyle. Famicom style. Yo. Yeah. No slow jams. We run fast like RC Pro-Am. Yeah, I mash it up with the beats and I say, yo, it's The Last of Us. Maybe 2, if a sequel. Maybe not a prequel. But when I come through, I'm from Philly, just like the Eagles. Yeah, drop down, get your eagle on was a hit. But I don't do nothing like that. This is legit, yeah. When I come through, I've been the Dragon Slayer, Track Slayer, like a freaking act raiser. Yeah, might make the tune spark ya, then go hee like I was Moonwalker. Yeah, and I do it just like you. Kids see me and they'll be like, Michael! Nah, not exactly, because I don't exactly know what he did, but I won't let that pass me. Yeah, so when I do it, always live, and I jam on the street with my NBA live fam. Might get 5, because that's more than 4. When I come through, always ignore the roar. Yeah, all the time when I'm Fly God. Yeah, shout to the Fly God. I'm like Rygar. Yeah. Yo, I say, I murder tracks. Ski free, honestly, I've never heard of that. Yo, anyway, I let them all destroy. Yeah, I move the blocks like I'm Arkanoid, bouncing back and forth, and they hitting the bricks. Yo, I come through, I'll be ripping this hit. Yeah, cause y'all know that I'll be ripping it. When I come through, y'all ain't getting with it, yeah. So when I say, I off to announcer, get it on the system, it's a letdown, like the bouncer. Yeah, I remember that game on PS2. Truthfully, it was kind of lame, but it had great graphics, but no story. Man, that game was just corny. Anyway, Final Fantasy VII. Played the remake and it took me to heaven. Yo, I gotta say convinced. Spider-Man, I gave that game 100%. Yeah, Back to the Future on the NES. That game was cool, but it was kind of a mess. Anyway, gotta say my style be shooting cats like it was at Hogan's Alley. Yeah, when I always rhyme, see the play. I get in play. Shout out to GTA. Yeah, and I'm jumping over hurdles. My rhymes are harder than Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Boom blocks for 2 stocks. Yeah, repping from the city to the boondocks. Yeah, I gotta say I'm fine. Take mighty number 8, maybe mighty number 9. When I rhyme, gotta say I land ya. That's an Einhander, meaning it's a one-hand move. When I rap on this microphone, I cannot lose, like I was Parker Lewis. They can't bother. I'm at the final fight in my freaking 7th saga. Yeah, and I always couldn't work. Shoot it from the top down like it was playing Mercs. Yeah, I like Mercs. That was the game from Capcom. And this beat here, K Murdoch made it for me to rap on. So anyway, I gotta get y'all. I take it back just like I was playing Space Pinball. Base Pinball, back on Windows for your info. Make it come through, rep for the kinfolk. Yeah, when I rhyme it, I'm always fouling, always styling. Shout out to Galaxy 5000. Yeah, and I bust chumps. What? I come shooting off like it's Duck Hunt. Yeah, shout out to people in Twitch. Someone gave me Toe Jam and Neuro because that game was legit. Yeah, so when I'm spitting, bruh, y'all better listen up, because I'm Megaran. I'm the infamous. Yeah, I'm no small fry, because I'm Shining Forces and Far Cry. Yeah, so I know I'm going rhyme. Shout out Final Fantasy, Phantasy Star Online, because that game's coming back, and I might not go and play that right after that. When I rhyme, the time I'll be rapping, always continue. Shout out to Bonk's Adventure. Yeah. That was a great hit, but did you know the Turbo Graphics was really 8-bit? Yeah, even though they said 16, those cats was lying. Man, they was some fiends. Anyway, when I rhyme, I get back. Shoot an angry bird with a legendary axe. When I rap, I'll be saying, I'm always in the way. Slay in my River City rampage. Yeah, so when the time understands you. Yeah, my favorite color, grand blue, and it's fantasy. I bring it to me, no booty, Banjo Kazooie. So when I rhyme, I'm styling, kid. Miracle World's like Alex Kidd, yeah. So when I'm rapping out, yo, I be blacking out up in the freaking Splatterhouse, yeah. Yo, they can't stop it. Mega got Gauntlet up in his pocket. Yo, that was the sequel. It was called Ukulele. Keith Courage and Alpha Zones. That was crazy. Very greatly is how he did that exactly. They can't play me. Yo, when I rub it on like ointment. Bayou Billy, that game was a disappointment. Yo, anyway, no Reverend. I loved F-Zero because they used Mode 7. Yeah, and you know they y'all love me. Get the initial D, shouting out to Bubsy. Yo, when I rhyme for the challengers and I slice up tracks like Soul Calibur. Yeah, anyway, this is great pace. I make great papes like Space Ace. Yeah, and I say, yo, I be well aware. I like the other one. It was called Dragon's Lair. Yeah, anyway, I run for cardio. Shouting out my favorite, Paper Mario. Yeah, and they always know me, the homie. Throwing them swords just like Shinobi. I mean, ninja stars or shurikens. Cause when I got the mafia, I'm sure it's Heem. Yo, Heem's not a name that I actually use. But sometimes I use it and they use that to confuse. Anyway, when I'm rhyming, no pants sagging. Me and K Murdoch, we like Double Dragon. Billy and Jimmy, yo, we handing loots. Yo, we get the loot. Shout out to Crash Bandicoot and Ninja Gaiden. When I rhyme, I've been a monster. I'm an altered beast shooting it like Contra. Hey! Hey! Alright.
Man,
thanks you for dropping some of those in there, okay? That was that's fun.
Yeah, never gets. Hey, the Keith Courage one was funny. When you mentioned TurboGrafx, I remember.
Yo,
I remember that game.
Keith Courage and Alpha Zones. Oh my gosh.
It came with the system.
It came with it, yeah. I never had a TurboGrafx. Yeah. I didn't. I was
You weren't missing that much.
Yeah, I heard that. Yo, I got a shout out to Caesar Salad Buttons, who gave us some really dope buttons. Hope you guys have gotten some of those if you've bought VIP. I don't know. It's technically not too late. If you'd love to go get a VIP pack, it's like really saving a lot of money because you get a shirt, you get a pin, you get a CD, you get all the things. Anyway, Jeff will probably pop that in there. But yes, please make sure you guys pick up merchandise. Here's the important thing. It's the thing that I gotta really stress that I never ever talk about. Because like I hate selling myself. I hate telling you to buy stuff and things like that. But here's the real. We were planning on going on a lot of tours this year. Those tours are canceled. They're not happening. So that leaves me with one, a lot of bills that I thought was going to be paid with show money that isn't happening. And two, that leaves me with an entire closet full of merch that is not able to be sold. Now, we're fortunate enough to have merch stores, but our merch sells a whole lot better on the road, like a whole lot better. You know what I mean? Merch is like, we make more selling merchandise. We make more than the venues pay us when you come see us. Like,
yep.
That's like super honesty.
Facts.
So I can't keep it any more real than that. Shout out to Jeff for throwing those links in the chat. Dude, I can't stress enough that we absolutely need your support on merchandise. Like that it helps us in a lot of reasons. One, hopefully you'll wear it in your like cool selfies when you're hanging outside. And then somebody says, "Hey, what's that?" And then you're like, "Oh, actually, it's my favorite rapper, Megaran, and my favorite producer, K Murdoch." Yeah. And then they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna look that up." And so it works. These are my new hats. I'm wearing it. I'm shilling it. The R&DM, what do they call these? Cadet hats. I call them backpack rapper hats. And you know, they say when a guy wears a hat like this, he comes in the cypher talking about pyramids. He's like, "Hey, yo,
oh, Hotep dude."
You know what I mean? So that's usually that kind of hat. But anyway, I like the hat. I thought it was cool. So anyway, please guys, I can't stress enough. Take a moment, grab some merchandise. I appreciate you so much for doing that. Please. Myself, K Murdoch, we all have stuff at the Hello Merch store. Actually, I meant to tell K, we are down to 2 DLC 3s. Do you have any of those?
Oh wow, I gotta check. I gotta raid the crates and see.
I just realized that like we don't. They just messaged me about like the stuff that I'm low on, and they were like,
Right.
"Yo, you're low on DLC 2 and 3, I think." So we only got like 2 left.
Wow. Oh man,
And I don't
yeah,
think
I
they're
gotta
going to
get
be
2.
printed anymore, to be honest. So
Yeah.
our distributor, like when we don't order for a while, they just take it off the thing. So might be a wrap.
It might be a wrap, or yeah, time to do some kind of. I don't know. We have flash drives with all the stuff, so I don't know. Them
Yeah.
things are expensive.
You can still get all the
So,
music there. Also,
Right.
guys, don't forget, I did read my mail. So if you guys are planning on sending any mail, please do that. I will go and pick it up on the day of my show, which is every Wednesday. And so please come through and do that. Yeah, and that's it. And the new album, Two Hands Up, is out now with me and Young RJ. So that is the end of my shameless plugs. Now, K Murdoch, I've been feeling like I've been talking too much, and you are the resident talker in this situation. So
yes.
So Kay, I played Drop the Load. We talked about it. The next one, I don't even know if I'm gonna play it, to be honest, but I do want to at least talk about it.
What was it? 2K10.
It's 2K10. I've never played the song live, so you know what? I don't want to start now. I'm not gonna play it, but I'll play the beat. So tell the people about 2K10. I played this game, and I guess you did too. But like, I definitely didn't hit you directly to say, "Yo, you got to use 2010 Street Fighter." And there's no way I would have said that because I don't remember any of the music in this game.
This now I'm thinking about this game and why I remember it. It definitely is kind of interesting because it has like a lot of like ties to like family stuff. Like most kids, when I grew up, I would always go out with my like my mom and my aunts and my grandmother. They would go shopping, and if I held their bags and didn't make a fuss the whole time, I was lucky enough on our way back to the parking lot, I would always try to get my uncles to park at the parking lot near the electronic boutique or the Babbage's. Those are like the stores. So on our way back to out the mall, we always have to pass by them. And I would just like, of course, run ahead and look at the mirror and like, oh my God, I wish I had this game. So I remember this specifically. We were out shopping in Virginia, and there was a Babbage's out there. And on my way back, I did the sad face in the like looking at a puppy dog in the window. And my aunt Stella, who I wound up naming my firstborn after because she never had kids, she was, oh, he's been such a good boy. And she was like, okay, you can go in and get a game. And of course, they let me pick a game that was like discounted. I know you know about this because you talked about how you got into Mega Man that way. But so when I went in, I didn't know what to pick, but I knew one thing I'm always like keen on is brands. So I knew some of the best games that I owned or played were always made by companies like Konami and Capcom. So when I looked at Street Fighter 2010, I was like, Street Fighter, oh, has to be connected to the Street Fighter I see in the arcade. in the arcade. And I was like, matter of fact, I think they're made by the same company, Capcom, because I've seen that logo on the cabinet, and now I'm seeing it on this box. So, yep, this is the game I want. And it was like discounted. And now I know why it was. Because the game, the whole time ride back, I'm like reading through the game manual. And I'm like, okay, where's the fireballs? Like, how do I do the jump kicks and the spin kicks? And it didn't mention any of that. Like, to the point I started rereading the manual. Like, maybe I missed a page. But eventually I got home, popped it in, and I was like, wow. This is totally different. This is not like the Street Fighter I see the dudes playing at the Chinese carryout. Like, so yeah, it always kind of resonated with me. And like a lot of the games, like Earthbound and Chrono Trigger, from playing them when I was a kid, they just had music that just kind of replayed in my head. And that game, for some reason, I always remembered Street Fighter 2010. And the crazy story that went with it. And so when it came time to do the record, I don't know, I just made that beat and I sent it to you. And actually, I was shocked. I didn't think you were going to like that joint. But you sent it back to me and you had made a song out of it. And it wound up being on the album. And ironically, dropping in the year 2010.
Right. Like, there's so many things that, like, we didn't plan, but just happened that way. The game is called Street Fighter 2010. Came out who knows when, and then the album comes out 2010, and that song is on there. It's a super weird game.
It is a super weird game.
It's like, all right, let me try to explain. You think you're getting Street Fighter, but you're not. No. You're getting like a side-scrolling. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It was kind of Metroidvania-ish, I guess, before its time.
It was.
And but it was just super hard. And like as far as I know, I don't remember like music. Like during gameplay in the levels, I gotta play it again to see. But I thought it was just like silent or something. Like this game,
no,
I remember
it was there.
Yeah, it was.
There.
I was in South Carolina. Like I have memories of this because it was 99¢. No, not 99¢. It wasn't that cheap. It was $19.99.
I was like, damn.
And it was in the bargain bin, and that's the only way I could get a game. And I was living in the South at the time, so I was 8th grade, and we grabbed it from like a Kitty City or something or Toys R Us. And again, my mom was always like, "Yo, you're not getting a second game until you beat this game or until you play it out." And I was like, "Yo, I can't last 30 seconds in this game. Like it's that hard, like to the point where you hit the first 2 things and it's like you're dead. Like it's so freaking hard, and it's just weird. It's not fun." So I read through the booklet to try to come up with the story, and the story made no sense. So I did my best to try to make it fun, and it was weird, dude. Shout out to TJ Super Hype. Thanks for coming through. Man, this is a weird one, but I don't know. I'll play a little bit of it. I'll give you the beginning of it. Why not? All right, there we go. I've never played this live. I don't know who the dude was who always used to come to our shows and be like, "Yo, play 2K10," and I'm like, "Why?" First of all, it's about a trash game, and it's a story song with no hook. Like, there's nothing that says live show about this song to me anyway. Like, have you ever seen me
this is how you instantly get people to leave your show.
Right. So here it is. 2K10, y'all. Yeah, I've literally never done this. 2K10, a new year begins. The future begins. The dark is now dim and grim. This is my story, and my name is Ken. You might remember me from my past life, king of the street fight, but it all changed last night. I remember time for a couple of years, and then I switched gears. Tried another career, I was a lab tech. This employment brought enjoyment. I used to want to improve life instead of destroying it. My partner Troy went ahead with our plan to create better life for man. And with our invention, any climate man could withstand, even increase strength in the legs and the hands. Huge doses, huge results. And with another dose, you could lose your pulse. See, the plan was there, but we never got to try it. See, our formula got jacked by space pirates. I walked in the door, a quarter after 4, to see the formula going and Troy on the floor. My first thoughts were to head for the exit. My solution hadn't been fully tested. Troy said, "Hey, yo, you gotta grab him." Then began the hunt for cyboplasm. Bro, this story is the worst. Okay, so listen. I'm gonna stop there. All right, this is the wackest story ever. Okay, so just to review, Street Fighter Ken, right? Oh, you Ken, I do Ken. Goes from being pretty boy fighter. First of all, he was blonde in the game, and now he ain't blonde. All right, so anyway, so he then becomes a scientist, a lab technician. Yeah, I had to make sure to put that in there. I was a lab tech. How? Okay. And then this fighter goes on to create this. This is just stupid. All right. So anyway, this is awful, bro. Awful. So anyway, who's Troy? I want to know, first of all, I want to know who Troy is. Troy doesn't pop up in any other Street Fighter games. Ken from Street Fighter becomes a scientist. It's dumb. It's super dumb. So this tells me that Ken was a fake. He's a fake blonde. But anyway, I thought they could have called him Ryu, but they didn't. So
right.
Cyboplasm, bro. Cyboplasm. Yo, the word is just ridiculous.
I sound like something from a bad hood movie or something.
We got to get the cyboplasm. Yeah, man. So anyway, it goes on to get stupider. So most of this stuff in the story is all made up for me. I talk about how like he got upgraded because that's what happened. He starts to get these armor things, and now he can punch fast, and foof 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 happens, and he's kicking and punching aliens. It's so ridiculous. But this was between the era of Street Fighter 1 and Street Fighter 2. It was a not long, but there's a few years of like a complete lack of creativity from Capcom. And Roberto brings up that yes, the Japanese version does not include Street Fighter at all. They just had to put that name on it because they wanted to freaking sell it. Anyway, so moving on. You made it hot by putting the sound effects and stuff in it.
Yeah, and it's funny because people are like, "What part of the game when the beat changes and you hear it's an Earth, Wind, and Fire sample from it's the body."
Yeah, like where did that? Like, come on, like what made you put that into this? That was crazy.
Dude, I have no idea, man. Some of the stuff I was doing back then was completely all like just shooting, spitballing at the wall. Like I told you, I was real big into like, how can I make Earth, Wind, and Fire mesh with Street Fighter 2010? Challenge on, like, and it kind of, I guess, kind of worked.
Wow. Okay, so that was it. Street Fighter 2K10. I don't think it's a bad song, but yeah, it was just based on it took every piece of creativity out of me to pull something from that. Like,
you salvaged it, man. I always appreciate it.
Somebody said
they
made that story up using Mad Libs or something, because like that's what it sounds like. Kind of ridiculous. IQ said that's how rappers look when they have to play after your set. Ha! That's funny. Okay, so here we are, moving on. It's another one you wanted to talk about, and I heard a question about it earlier, so I hope the person is still around. Is Epoch, which I started off with. I wrapped it at the very beginning, and they asked, the question was, how did I come up with the names of the songs? I've told this story before on Random House a few times, so if you heard it, pardon me, but I was at E3, so it must have been June. It must have been the year before, so it must have been June 2009, one of my first E3 appearances. Earth, Wind, and Yoga Fire. Good job, Taladar. That's a good one. So yeah, E3 2009. Were you there? Actually, I think you were there. No, you came with me maybe 2008. I don't know. You were with you and D&3 went to E3, and we met Kadeem Hardison.
We went in the year right after Forever Famicom came out, because I have a funny story about that. Remember we went to that event called BIG, and what did it stand for?
Blacks in Gaming. Hey, they still do it. They now it's women in gaming. WIG.
Okay.
So it's big WIG.
Okay.
Blacks and women in
gaming. But I remember, we met Kadeem Hardison, which is crazy now to think about, because my oldest daughter, Stella, is obsessed with A Different World in the Cosby Show. And I'm like, if she only knew. But anyway.
You only knew. That's the homie. That's crazy.
And so when we met Kadeem Hardison, we were nerding out. And then he was like, yo, you're K-Murder from Panacea? I almost died, man.
Bro, he was like, yo, Panacea is my joint. Like, yo. And I was like, yo, they know K-Murder. Oh, snap, you famous.
It was me, you, and Mel, and I remember you went to there was a raffle to win an iPad, a first generation iPad, and you went to go. I think you went to go move the car or put money in the meter.
I had to put money in the meter.
And of course, they called your name, and we were like, "Yo, we know that dude." Like, and I think we called you like, "Yo, Raheem, come back," and they were like, "Nope, sorry, he has to be here," and they gave it to somebody else, man.
I could have won the first gen iPad, and because I had to change, I mean, I would have paid probably $20 in parking ticket, but I didn't think I was gonna win, so I just did it.
Dude, I can't believe you asked. Yeah. Anyway, but
that was nuts, dude.
Yeah, you were. So you wrote it at E3 2009. I wrote it at E3
2009, and I was sitting on the floor. I think I was charging my phone, and I was sitting on the floor, like maybe not near the door of the expo floor, and I was able to peek in, and I saw a banner hanging up top. These big banners that they paid a lot of money for, and one banner said Darksiders, and I think that was the first time that game had come out. And then another one said, I don't know, Strider, because there was like a Strider reboot happening. So I was like, hey, they rhyme. And so I just sat down, whipped out my phone, and started writing. And I was like, how many games can I rhyme through this entire thing? You know? So it was Dark Side of Strider, Bach Rider, Tomb Raider 2, Slayer Soul Survive. You know what I mean? So it was a challenge to myself. And I remember putting it online, like, hey, guess how many games I said or something like that. Like, yeah, it just became a challenge to me. So it was just because I was sitting on the floor and I just looked up and it was like, and I've still never played Darksiders, by the way. But is that like Dark Souls? I have no idea.
No, it's more action platformer kind of, but no, it's definitely not like Dark Souls. I know that much.
Okay. All right. Another one that you wanted to discuss is Contact. I think that's important. We could probably end with that one because it's a big one.
Oh, yeah.
Contact, super important track for a lot of reasons, because it is the song that is about going to conventions. And yes. I don't know, right now, they won't be going to conventions for a while, but maybe one day. Yes, Kadeem is, now I can say thanks to you, Kadeem Hardison is like the homie. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't get to tell you, like, because of that meeting, like, we stayed in touch, and I see him usually when I'm going to E3. One day I was out in LA and I hit him up, and he brought me to the set while they were doing that show with Zendaya, Casey Undercover.
Casey Undercover?
Yeah.
What?
So me and my boy Bryce were just sitting on set while he was filming. It was nuts, man. It was real cool. And
yeah, Kadeem was a homie. He actually got me a job doing a film score for a movie, like one of those straight to like DVD movies he was in. Yeah, so yeah, but I haven't stayed in contact like you have. So
that's
tell myself
cool.
what's up when you talk to him.
Tanya knows him too, Cypher. So yeah, he comes to a lot of the gaming events. So yeah,
gotcha.
He had us on set. He brought out his Xbox. Like, he had an Xbox in his trailer. Like, we were just playing games. Yeah, man, super gamer cat, and gamer and hip hop head, which is like where I've been. Most of the people I've met, I meet through their love of like gaming and hip hop, which is real dope. And it's always good to know, like, we're not the only kids, who were like that. I saw Chris saying, like, when he heard, Dream Master, he was like, oh, that's me. You know what I mean? And when I hear that, I'm like, oh, thank God, like, I wasn't the only one. You know what I mean? Like, that just makes me feel so dope to be able to know, like, yo, we're not alone in this. We're not as weird as we think. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what music has done for me, is show me that I'm not as weird as I think I am.
It definitely connected us, man. I mean, it's crazy, because who would have thought, like, sitting across the country, literally, I'm in the Northeast, you're in the Southwest, and there's like so many parallels. I mean, even with our families being from the same part of South Carolina, that's like pretty interesting. Yeah, like, I don't know.
That's just insane.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to play you Contact. I definitely have to read this because I do not know it that well. You wouldn't have known that if I didn't tell you. So now I'm telling you. All right, so here we go. Contact. Oh, I should have put the video up. Next time I'll do that. I'll just run that video too. So if you ever been to a con or ever wanted to go to a con, this is your manual, so to speak. So follow these rules and you should have a good time. I've been performing for years, still in shows like a smooth crook. But one day my man's like, dude, look, fans come and see you at a con and they never been, cause I wrote me a rule book. Some things at cons are totally fine, but they just don't apply at a con. So I'm gonna give you 10 tips to maximize fun, but you can't pick and choose, gotta follow each one. Rule 1, the most important of all the rules: before you go, wear comfortable shoes, cause you'll be walking all day, and if your dogs bark, you'll miss out on a lot, so it pays to be smart. Number 2, speaking of paying, bring cash, cause the ATM fees are gonna make you mad. And standing in them lines is a hassle. Vendors love green, so that makes it much easier to haggle. 3, make sure you schedule your moves, cause more is gonna be going on than you'll have time to do. And some events are ticketed, so if you wanna go, grab one, come back. If you're slow, you blow. Number 4, something that might sound strange, but please do not forget to bathe. Thousands of folks cooped up in one spot. You're bound to be in line with the guy who forgot. Number 5, talk to everybody. You just never know who's who, what's what, and what they know. Read the name badges, ask good questions, cause you could be sitting next to a legend. 6, don't go overboard spending dough. It's a really bad feeling when it's time for you to go and you realize you need gas and something to eat. Shoot, that one almost happened to me. Anyway, number 7, pack yourself a con kit, aspirin, hand sanitizer, and breath mints. You go to the line, the guys don't wash their hands when they go to the John. True facts. Speaking of meetings, there's rule number 8. Comic Cons are not the best place to find dates. Better see ID before you start romancing, or before you know it, you chilling with Chris Hansen. 9, better keep your camera recharged. You're gonna see some things that you have to share with your squad, from elaborate costumes to childhood idols. Bringing home pictures is absolutely vital. 10, something you should do while you're here is, if you're enjoying it, register for next year. You don't experience a drug you want with everyone, and besides, that'll ruin all the fun. If you've never experienced, you gotta see it once. And all the hard rocks out there are probably front, but it's unreal. Folks think I'm kidding, then they get out on that con floor and turn into a kid again. Don't become a slave to your ignorance. Don't be afraid to try something different. Up to the 7, and I haven't missed it since. The grind gets steady, stench more intense. But I just can't imagine sitting in the house missing out on what all the fuss is about. And don't forget to holler at Rand if you should see me. I probably won't be at the Capcom booth, but I'll be signing CDs. Peace! Hey! All right, there it is. Okay, so that is your con do list. You must do and do not. I've had definite run-ins or people where they be like, yo man, thank you for telling me that. Like, I got to a con and I remembered to keep these things because you told me. Like, that's pretty cool. And like, I felt, especially, I don't know, I say this a lot. Well, I don't know if I said it to you guys, but I feel like K Murdoch helped me a lot to get like hip hop cred that I had like wanted for my whole life. And and maybe I helped him get gamer cred for some, whatever that means. And so so I felt like it was dope. So I knew that hip hop heads that were expecting Panacea were going to hear this album and be like, man, what is this? So, but they might get into it and be like, all right, well, now I want to go to these conventions that he be doing shows at. Because most of the shows we did as Forever Famicom were at, tours, or tours that led to conventions a lot. So I knew that there would be hip hop heads and regular cats coming out to cons for the first time. And we've had that a lot, where people come up to us and be like, man, you're the only reason I'm at this convention. And I'm like, yo, the tickets are $40, $50, $60, and I'm the only. That's wild. Shout out to D Nick. What's going on? Mike Misfits.
Nick.
So yeah, man, I've definitely felt like you gave me much needed cred in that department. So I want to bring up one last one that we did not talk about, but it's the final song on there. It's called Galaxies.
Okay.
Galaxies is literally the final song. It has a chorus. It's written in a style that I used to write songs as that were a little different. I used to call them, this is a stupid thing, I used to call them SVF, single verse flavor. And it's dumb. But like, when I made my first little pause tapes, I used to put SVF at the end of it. Like the songs that I had single verses on. So like, that was my thing. Like, oh, I got that single verse flavor. So
oh man, don't feel bad. I used to even now, when I make beats and save the beats, I put bangers, beat in all caps. That's like banger number 1, banger number, like, and it's funny because now I'm like, why am I still doing this? But I've been doing it since 2009 on my MPC, so I get it.
Bangers. So yeah,
bangers.
I was single verse flavor, man. So it was always like, that was my thing. So I knew at the end off the album, I wanted a single verse, like just a long rap, and then a chorus. So yeah, it's kind of a stream of consciousness. But I do want to play it. But I want your thoughts on it, and then I'm gonna play it.
I remember with Galaxies. I don't. When we did this, it was kind of like, okay, this would be the last track on the album. I knew that much, and I knew I wanted to put that clip of Samus talking, and not Samus our friend, but Samus Aran. Yes, this is definitely before. And shout out to Ran, because Ran was the one who put me on the Samus, like he did with Sky Blue and everyone else. Like, you are the super plug, right? Like,
I just try to keep my ears to the net, you know.
You do. And then I remember you sending me a thing of her band camp. You like, you heard of this girl Samus? She's doing kind of what we're doing. And I was like, I always get defensive, like, yeah, let me check this out, because I'm sure it's whack. But obviously I was wrong.
Wrong.
You know, but yeah, I just remember Galaxies. When I put the beat together, I was like, yo, this joint is kind of just has a feel of like it needs to be the closing track on the album. And I had my friend who I met, I was blessed enough to be part of the Red Bull used to have these music academies. And in 2005, I was picked as one of the 60 contestants or participants, or now I'm an alumni, to go. And when I went, I got real cool with this cat from Canada named Matt Howell. So the guitar you hear in there, I love to say that was me, you know, on the apps getting busy, but it was my friend from Canada, Matt Howell. So yeah, he just blessed it. Yeah, he killed it. And I mean, to the point, I think the last like 3 minutes are really just him kind of riffing and playing. And yeah, I just, it was a perfect way to kind of end what turned out to be a very life-changing album. You know, it's kind of like the end of Metroid, when you see, if you're lucky enough to beat it with the, with that code where Samus takes off the suit, and you're like, oh my God, it's a girl, it's a woman, you know?
Yeah, it's that same moment, yeah. I wanted to, and I felt like this feels like the end. It feels like mission accomplished, and that's really what I wanted to do with it. So I'm gonna play that for you, and then we're gonna wrap up. But thank you guys so much for hanging around. Here we go, Galaxies. Sorry, let me stop real quick. I did a live version of this. If you were there in LA, oh my gosh, but Kay, you weren't there. There's a group called Extra Lives, this band. They played a live version. Look it up if it's on YouTube. It's my favorite time that I ever got to do this song. It's me with a group band called Extra Lives, and in LA, I played with None Like Joshua. And I'll never forget, because that show, we made $5 at the end of that night. I'll never forget. But, you know, that's life. Life on the road. Which reminds me, buy merch. All right, here we go, y'all. Hey, Mr. Troy, what's good? All right, here we go. Harley Hustle, what's good? Chicago in the building. Troy, you might have been at that LA show. $5. $5 foot long. Stays online like I stays on the grind. Rain or shine forever, it's Famicom. Top dog, megaran, Sakamoto. Pop off when the fans snap a photo. Put them on a flyer, spit it through the wire. The muck and the mire, spit it to inspire. Never will retire, keep the fans waiting. Even if I miss a spit in animation. Live from SR 388. Bring it rain, don't get dropped like baby weight. Leave them shocked like 808s and heartbreak. Probably never should take any space. Never take off, coming with a great force. Ran, bring them all, winning all face-offs. And I give them all, make them all break north. Like a smile on the gain or a great loss. But no matter what, I counted all joy. I remember sitting on the floor playing with my toys. We can take it back and see a little boy. Meanwhile, I'm stressing out because she was unemployed. In the darkest world, be just a alien in office sword. Brimstone warfare, trapped up in warfare. Hit lands, only catch a heart explored. Life hit hard like a death in a family. Spitballs, pray to death, understand me. Many balls like a Ridley crate. So I give her all when I hit the stage. Engage, hope it gets me saved. And while I'm here, I hope it gets me paid. So I gotta flood a main, something like a hurricane. I was getting bored with rap and found another lane. We all struggling, so I'ma keep the cannon cocked until we reach that mother brain. High jump boots, various suits, crew attack, doing backhands in the booth. Truth and Tory and play them like accordions. Couldn't even afford it then, really couldn't afford it them. NES raps, wish I would've thought of them. Energy tanks is full, man, we ought to win. If I never sell a million records, or I never would've been respected, or still put my life on the rhyme. Skill skills. Walking barefoot through the minefield. Long as it's in me, I'ma spit it like a semi-automatic till it's empty. And I swore never to forget what I rhyme for. Leave it on the floor. If I never sold a million records, or I never would have been respected, I still put my life on the rhyme skill. Barefoot walking through the minefield. Long as it's in me, I'ma spit like a semi-automatic till it's empty. And I swore never to forget what I rhyme for. Leave it on the floor. SVF, got that SVF. Yeah, that's SVF. That's SVF. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. The galaxy is at peace. We did it. I remember feeling like, whew, like such a weight lifted off to me when I was done that song. I was like, yo, we did it. Like, this is going to be a special album. So I got to ask you, this is a question I always thought. Did you know, Kay, when you finished this album, what did you know? Did you think that this would be an album, one, that we would talk about 10 years later, and two, that would, like, you know, kind of change things for you a little bit?
I think as I started putting this together, I knew the way I was putting it together, I felt like this was as special as some of the Panacea records. And like, when I was putting those together, it was just something about, like, that's all I could think about. I was just so excited because I was like, man, I'm making music that I really like. I was working with someone who was like a really good friend, like a brother, and raw poetic. And then so the same kind of vibe I had with him, I was feeling with you. And it's so funny because you all want to be both from Philly, the same parts in Philly, which is kind of crazy. So, I mean, did I think we're going to be talking about 10 years later? I think I wish we would, but it's a testament that, yeah, every now and then, maybe once a year, I pop that album on beyond when we were like, you know, we tour and I play the song. But I'm just listening to it front to back and I'm like, wow, like this might be arguably some of my best, if not my best work. And I think just as much as the Panacea, if not more, when you think of that album, if someone ever asked me what music have I done that is closest to who I am, I would say Forever Famicom, because it really does play off the two big things that really helped shape my life growing up, which is video games and hip hop. Those are always like my respites and my safe havens, like the two things that even now, at 40 years old, or 41 rather, in teaching, I still make sure my students know I'm a gamer, not as much as I used to, but I'm definitely still a hip hop head, and I love teaching about both of those. So, yeah, man, I don't know, man. It's just serendipity, I guess, that brought us together. But I'm very thankful for that it did, and I'm very thankful that now, fast forward 10 years later, we're talking about it. And it's crazy, that video you found, like, really was like, wow, that's like some documentary stuff, you know? Like, our first time in South Park, it was just, so much has changed then, but us talking about that album, like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Dude, that was nuts. It was. I'm so glad I found it, man, because there's something like you'd see later in a documentary or something, like
right, like at the way you close out a doc, like with us talking about it, like, man, that was awesome. That was very, like, you know, I showed that to Jen, and she was laughing. She was like, wow, you were a lot heavier than I was like, well, I didn't.
Yo,
you was
eating good back then.
She was like, yeah, you was eating that Panacea money. I was like, I was just. I was like, what are you saying? Like,
raucous money.
If you only knew. I was like, I was just showing you because we were South by Southwest. I didn't expect you to be commenting on my physique then, but thank you. Like, oh my God, dude.
It definitely, like, it showed a lot.
Writing's
like,
not that
or
easy,
like from as far as
Grammarly
our,
can
like,
help.
just
This
being young and
sentence
being like
is
so
grammatically
enthusiastic about the album. That was the great part for me. Like, I was just like, man, we're so excited because people hadn't even heard it yet, and we're telling them about how good it's going to be and all that. And yeah, I don't get to do that very often. So I want to end with a little bit of YouTubery. But first, I'm gonna take a quick moment, but I'm gonna play you the "Thank You for Listening" video because I think I mean I can't say it any better than the actual video says it. This is recorded in 2011. 11, dang.
With shout out to Count, shout out to
Count was there.
Storyville.
Storyville was there. We packed 4 people in a, what did we have? I don't know, a small car. I remember it was white, and we hit the Southwest and drove, and then we drove and then went up to the Midwest,
Chicago,
and finished in Chicago, and during C2E2 in 2011, and we took all the footage from that, mostly from Chicago, but just from tour, and we I think there's really no better way to end it with just thank you for listening, because we wouldn't be talking about this 10 years later if y'all didn't care. So I appreciate it so much. And here's the 10 more, yo. And be on the lookout for some really, really great stuff coming. Some more goodness, pun intended. Yep. And but yeah, so please stand by. I'm gonna get that set up, and we'll be in the chat talking to y'all. So just hang around if you can for one moment. See you in a sec. Where's the please stand by? All right, here we go. Okay.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys? Good? All right. Again, Storyville did say we came a long way. Doesn't mean that you have to give us your undivided attention and cheer wildly. You don't have to. But I happen to think that we're pretty good at what we do. So if you pay attention, I think.
Oops. All right, give me a second. All right. Wow, it just shot it all out of control. All right. Hold up. We were doing so well. Let's get this back to normal. Well, you know what? Stand by. second. Hold up.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys? Good? All right. Again, Storyville did say we came a long way. Doesn't mean that you like have to give us your undivided attention and cheer wildly. You don't have to. But I happen to think that we're pretty good at what we do. So if you pay attention, I think you'll enjoy yourself. All right. I like video games. Everyone like video games? Then I think I'm in the right place.
Happiness is not so much in having as sharing. We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give.
The boom bip indicates to the brothers that we be on the flip tip. Summer 06 made a move to the Knicks, not for glamour or glitch, just to find the right pick. Square peg, round holes, I found those a challenge, but the mileage would be worth it if I found a balance. High on life, thought that I was on still like a hip pinball machine, I was on tilt. Had to reset the score back to zero. Networking with people who hadn't heard of me before. Escape from the concrete jungle where they palm heat. Hit up K Murdoch and he hit me with a bomb beat. Told him we playing a different ball game. The fan base, the fame is about to all change. In a couple seconds I reckon I couldn't have tripped this out. Took the suspenseful route. They said you tripping like retirees. Man, what you trying to be? I don't know, I guess I'm still trying to find me. Create a legacy that just doesn't define me. And all the while you were still right beside me. Things aren't never how they seem. Verily, verily, life is but a dream. Thoughts flowing through me like a stream. No matter where you go, don't forget your team. And my ears keep ringing. I'm tired and I'm weary, but I still keep singing. And I'ma still keep bringing the truth in song. So thank you for listening. Indicates to the real heads, we still be on that. Summer 08, made plans to escape, make a brand new tape, just knowing it'd be great. Square peg, round holes, I found those a burden, but was certain that if we did it right, it'd be curtains. I rap, but I was low on 4 flats, till me and K came, altered the format. Had to reset the score back to zero. Networking with people who remember me from before. Escape from the ho-hum doldrums. Got tired of producers, weak chops and dough drums. Told them we tryna reach a higher plane. Bring back the games, had them going insane. In a couple seconds I reckon I couldn't have dripped this out. Then pulled the pencils out. Lost the gig but I still toured. Never saw the billboard. Blessed to have fans that ride for and kill for. A chance to be me when I with it, I could chill more. And every time I think it's done, there's still more. Things aren't ever how they seem. Verily, verily, life is but a dream. Thoughts flowing through me like a stream. No matter where you go, don't forget your team. And my ears keep ringing. I'm tired and I'm weary, but I still keep singing. And I'ma still keep bringing the truth in song. So thank you for listening.
what's up. All right, y'all. Peace. Megaran, K-Bird out. Thank you. Storyville.
And shout out to iMovie. Anyway. All right, y'all. We are out of here. Thank you so much. I'm going to pop in and say goodbye. All right, y'all.
Stay tuned, y'all.
It's been late.
It'll be more. Yeah, it's late.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Have a good night. And stop and grab some merch if you can. And I hope to see you guys very soon out on the virtual road. Random Beats, Random House will not be back next week. We're going to take 2 weeks off. And then we'll... Sorry, I'm all in the corner. We'll take 2 weeks off. So I'll be back again with some more guests, more funny stuff. We're going to keep stepping up the production and all that good stuff. So everybody, be good, be kind, and I will see you very soon. Add me on Twitter to get some information on the next thing. I'm going to put our Twitters down there. And also, follow Jeff Moses. He's got all the clickety-clacks for all the good things you need to buy, all the good merch. All right, y'all. I'm out. I mean, if you really just want to stay here, I'll like play you a good playlist of music, but you have no reason to actually stay at this point. But, you know. All right. See you soon. Oh, yeah. Don't forget. Get in the Discord as well. Smug will post the Discord links. All right. Cool. I'm going to play you my song with Richie Branson. I'm going to get out on that.
Look at my drip that the plumber can't fix. Heard them talking that shit, but I don't even trick, cause I knew that they would get up on my dick when the time came. Brand new mind frame, kick back, light flame, gotta get high like a biplane, self-made.
I haven't thought of any snappy way to end the show yet, so it usually just ends with me playing songs till you get tired.
Got a lot of lean in my cup, I'm so low that I'm looking at my demons above. You don't wanna see me erupt, I'ma go St. Helens. Hold up, let me roll up and blow great lettuce. Flow like lava, got the whole state jealous. Gassed up like I got a fucking propane fetish.
Yeah, the Ferris Bueller one.
I'm going round and around.
That's it. It's over.
I'm smoking thousands of pounds.
That's it. Go home. Go home.
My cloud. Round and around. I'm going round and around. I'm smoking thousands of pounds. Trying to get out of my cloud. They told me to stop, but I didn't listen. Slingshot it all the way up to the top. That dinner's the menace. I handle my business. I got it on lock. Like a criminal sentence. Can I get a witness? My car out the shop. Now I hit that ignition. I'm whipping the block like an illegal business. I do not rap for the accolades. I do not rap for the photo shoots. I'd rather be watching Mobile Suit. My money thicker than Momoku. Shout out to Sarah. Shout out to K-Bear. Shout out to Jessica. This is for everyone dressing up. I hope you level up. You got the blessing from Mega God. Round and around. I'm going round and around. I'm smoking thousands of pounds. Trying to get out of my cloud. Round and around. I'm going round and around. I'm smoking thousands of pounds. Trying to get out of my cloud.
Yo, they say you changed, bro. I say if you say so. But homies be tripping. The only thing different is I'm trying to make more. Put my fam on the payroll. They used to say we was worthless. Now they hit me up for verses. Say that I'm hot as a furnace. Spare me the compliment, just make the purchase. Look at the cocoa gin going in. Grip on the trust like a Doberman. Spit game like Keith Olbermann. Used to look bleak, now my future bright as Sammy Sosa skin. We rockin' it now. Been around the block like a continent's down. Never giving up, got the business picking up like it's stuck to my hands. I cannot put it down. And the feeling's so wonderful. Scream it, I want everyone to know that I'm happy and I'm. Shout out to AZ. Clothes dripping like a runny nose. And it can't get with me. I savor the victory. Every year we make history. And due to a beat what Richie did to the big C. Beat it.
Round and around. I'm going round and around. I'm smoking thousands of pounds. Trying to get out of my cloud. Round and around. I'm going round and around. I'm smoking thousands of pounds.
One more time though. Told you I don't rap, look. I paint the sky blue. With the great Scotty, there's something to vibe to. Slide through, we're on a group. Sky blue. Old timers, we them diamonds in the rough. We're the coal miners. Alabama to the Carolinas. So I'm allergic to this pen. Who cares to sign this? You could go ahead and quote that. We bringing the hope back. I'ma carry on my tote bag. Everybody sound the same now. It's like one long song, it's a shame now. Idleness in the brain now. It's like you gotta be whacked to get a name now. Well, I'd rather be nameless. Oh, you think I'm cheesy? Sweet, I'm a Danish. You were ignoramus. I ain't gonna stop till everybody loves. I ain't talking Raymond. Gray skies, I'ma change that. Garfield, Heathcliff. I am not the same cat from back in the day. Just having LA tracks in a way that even surfers be trying to catch on the wave. Don't wipe out. When I type out my lines, it'll bring shine to a lighthouse. Don't wipe out. You'll see what the hype out. Our time's right now. Take a look at my light. You see that glow? Yeah. I paint the sky when I write. Yeah, that's all I know. Jazz face man, beam me up. Out of this world, beam me up. Colorful dreamer, beam me up. Beam me up. Hey. Scotty beam up to the stars. Yeah. Still slept on this.
All right, I got like 2 more in me, and then we're gonna head to bed. I know it's late if you're on the East Coast. Thank you for hanging around.
I'm chill like that. Me and Scotty paint pictures.
I think I'll shower 2 times. I should check if this is real. What has taken place? I can see my home seal. Looking up, I see the floating kingdom in the clouds, just like they were once before when I was just a child. I can't believe this. That foolish frog and his friends. If they hadn't shown up, that monster would have met his end. But perhaps this could be my chance. I'm here before.
Oh, hey, Rob, you're in the Discord. Okay, I'll get you in there.
From my disguise, I can make the people think I see visions in my eyes. They call me the prophet, a stranger they don't recognize. Who came to proclaim a power would arise. And if the queen awakened, then no one will be mistaken. If they claim that the kingdom is the strongest that exists, the queen listened to whatever came from.
That's benevolence.
I became the most trusted in her midst. As time went by, in the looking glass, I see.
This was for you,
Play on repeat. I would see the light that I had lost in that instant. That
spare tire, yep,
came into existence. My goal was simple: revenge for my sister. I've been fighting for so long, all because I have missed it. She was the bigger picture, the center of distress. Her name was Scholar, Zeal's princess. But in the midst of the howling of the black wind, I prepared for what's about to happen. I just hope I can get my revenge and save Scholar before this all ends. In the midst of the howling of the black wind, I prepare for what's about to happen. I just hope I can get my revenge and save Scholar before this all ends.
I prepare for what's about to happen. I just hope that the ending isn't tragic and Scholar and I will get past it. In the midst of the howling of the black wind, I prepare for what's about to happen. I just hope that the ending isn't tragic and Scholar and I will get past it.
Scholar and I. Scholar and I. Scholar and I. Scholar and I.
You know, my life lately has really been strange, but I'm just a boy, so I just study and play, yup. Though I noticed that my mother has a new friend, I wonder who he is, you know, that's a good question. He wears a dark cloak with a hood that masks him. How can they trust someone so enigmatic? He's called the prophet, but whenever I ask him, hey, what's your name? No reply, he just passes. By the way, my first and given name is Janice. My mother's ruler of Zeal, so pretty much the planet. Well, actually, she was my mother, but now it's different. I feel deep inside my mother's no longer with us. My sister Scholar is torn between views. Whenever I would say that, she would just refuse to believe me. But for sure we can agree, the Black Wind House bringing tragedy.
The Black Wind House bringing tragedy.
A former employee.
The Black Wind House bringing tragedy.
Let go on a medical discharge about a week ago.
Black Wind House bringing tragedy.
If they're gonna
The Black Wind House
they'll try and kill you in this position really soon.
I landed in the forest in the 94 Taurus. 2,000 light years from my planet Larsaurus. Came dizzy out the craft, head spinning, legs akimbo. MC phone home but couldn't get a signal. Lost on Earth with a broken hovercraft. A head full of raps and a super rough draft of a Reason 4.0 beat that I couldn't finish. Quit it for a minute, still in the game to win it. Your brother knows me, he saw me on the news. The FBI sweating me, the codes will say it's true. Before I landed in your city and I started melting faces. I was up at Cygnus, working on my spaceship. Earth is not my home, but I guess I'll stay. I really couldn't find a Martian sublet anyway. Back with a ginormous space laser on my back, with my finger on the trigger, city settings set to flat. I came to chew gum and I came to kick raps. But I'm all out of gum, so now Lars attacks. I came to smash houses and I came to rock tracks. Now this block's been demolished, so Lars attacks. You don't know me from Adam, Xenu or Bender, E.T. or Weezy or Roger, remember. Just like a giant octopus, I go for your esophagus. I kicked it with Egyptians and I filled in the sarcophagus. Stonehenge, Roswell, the Aztecs, the Mayans. Crop circles, cattle mutilations, Easter Island, that was me. Holler, but I don't regret it. They sold a lot of Tylers, now it's out because I said it. Don't let it get to you, because I ate your goldfish. Cause I burned your house down, took your cat and sold it. This is hardcore alien hip-hop. Going on 10 years, not about to stop. Watch the Milky Way collapse like a Carl Sagan nightmare. Stephen Hawking's texting me, I'm floating like Buzz Lightyear to infinity beyond and back. Bought the t-shirt, got Wally in my rear view telling me his knees hurt. What? No, we didn't have sex.
Yeah, big brand.
Y'all never heard this. This is a track that I really like. I really like my verse on it though.
In the past, you would catch me in the Renault, spitting on instrumentals. Now I make deftones like Gino Moreno. No need for a pencil, man, I make it look simple. I'm never gentle on the microphone, I'm random, so it's incidental. Contact, my rhymes fat, beyond that. Heads popping, spine snapping, I'm that. Dude holding hip-hop on my back. Got a contract on my cash for 99 stacks. Yeah, big brand. You would catch me in the Renault, spitting on instrumentals. Now I make deftones like Gino Moreno. No need for a pencil, man, I make it look simple. I'm never gentle on the microphone, I'm random, so it's incidental. Contact, my rhymes fat, beyond that. Heads popping, spine snapping, I'm that. Dude holding hip-hop on my back. Got a contract on my cash for 99 stacks. More or less, for sure the best in my zip code. Flip mode, I'm schizo, let off a clip load. Explode like landmines, anti. Act your age and not your pants size. Ran glide, and I went in by your landslide. Can't hide like an albino's tan lines. I'm anti whatever you standing for. Trust me, your rent is more than you can manage or withstand. Big brand holding it down like kickstands. Switch hands through the lane, hit a switch, man. It's just a force in the sport. I'm a crack shot, crack pot, a pack of peanuts short of a snack box. My rap's hot, so mics I heat 'em up. I in the prime, fire in my eyes, so I eat 'em up. Like sandwiches for the man, it's just too cool. You can't manage this, megaran.
Moving fam and megaran, we eat 'em up. 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 Yeah. Eat 'em up, no. Yeah. Eat 'em up, no.
Shout out to the Movement fam. I think they're from Canada.
So just stretch out, cause the fam in effect now. I need y'all to cheer, so give me your best growl. Bad moon on the rise, baby, let's howl. Need to eat it up, let me show you how. And hey lover, baby, now that your legs are split. Don't want smooth, sweetie, Mr. Smith. Be my around the way girl every weekend. Guaranteed I'll leave your lips speechless. Hot, pop the tape in the booming system as we invite you to listen to brilliance. The only click that you can see the realness instilled in. It's a gold-plated type of feeling. I believe effort, I strive for my best, and we on cruise, all lanes driving to success. Pioneering options so we can be the best. Never rely on auction to defeat the rest. We rocking the bells and cocky as hell we don't. We so hot we burn, buddy, inhale the smoke. Choke you out, it's over now. I crowd surf cause I'm over crowds, dig it? And it's funny cause the prize got his eye on me. The flow so on, yes I agree. And we eat them up, then we lick in the bowl. It's so funky, time to kick in the soul. Fees, let them know. Moving fam and megaran, we eat them up. Moving fam and megaran, we eat them up. Moving fam and megaran, we eat them up. Moving fam and megaran, we eat them up.
That's a bonus track on the Bandcamp version of Heroes, so you can get it there.
Again we start. Let me say my part about the only guy who has some heart. It took some time for the heart to come, but it's here, and everybody's in fear, crashing through the door of that, bringing an end to this gold chain war. What you saw, KRS-One is now seeing another fly human being, making no excuses for the losers, chain snatchers, pimps, drug abusers. You don't like it, but you gotta keep pushing until somebody starts mushing all these suckers claiming to rule the environment. Nah, man, I ain't buying it. You seem to think that everybody can be taught, that everyone else can be bought, but you took a short, cause one guy hasn't been paid. He is the jack of spades. He's a calm kind of guy, courageous and loyal, but don't let the temple spoil.
All right, y'all. I'm about to head out. I think that's it. I'm going to head out. That's all I got for tonight. Appreciate y'all so much. That track is called Eat 'Em Up. I'm glad I found that. That's a track I really dig. There's some weirdness about the sample, which might be why they didn't put it out. But I really like it. So go grab that if you can. All right, y'all. We out.